guys. We're just making sure everything's up and running good. See, there's already a couple comments in here. People saying they're excited and can't wait, so welcome. Just bear with us. We'll get started in a couple minutes here. We're just on a bit early.
Yeah, just want to make sure the audio works and everything before we get started.
And it seems like it's all good for now. If you guys can't hear us or something, I mean, I guess you can't hear me saying this, but I think we're good. So, we'll just give it another minute. Technically not supposed to start till 6. We're a bit early. But I guess welcome to anybody that's already here. Snooplax is already in here commenting, saying can't wait, and saying love the intro. Thank you. That's just a free countdown we saw on YouTube that we're using temporarily, so thank you for that. I'm glad that you're back in here. Hope you have fun with us. And we also had a comment before we even started the live stream. Rainbow Fright, shout out to Rainbow Fright. She's awesome channel, lots of great videos. She says, "Aw snap, I'm excited for this." So are we.
We're very excited too.
We're gonna have a lot of fun with this, I think so.
All right.
Snooplax says it sounds great, so we're good. Let's, I guess we'll tell you what we're doing today if you aren't already aware. So again, we're doing another drinking game that we created based on a tier list style, like we did the last live stream last month.
Yeah.
We decided after last month that we kind of wanted to do this at least once a month, just because we had a lot of fun with it and I think it's a fun way to interact with some of you guys and stuff. So we're doing that at least once a month. We're going to try and commit to. For today, we're doing part 1 of 2, where we're discussing if we can escape the saw traps, basically.
Yeah. There'll be a few little disclaimers that we'll say pretty much throughout the video. Other than that, we have tier lists here. So we edited it just a little bit from last time. I remember last time our problem was that we were finishing our drinks basically back to back and getting a little bit liquored up.
A little bit too much.
More so than we'd like. So anyways, continuing on, we are going to, I guess, say which everyone is. First of all, as we're screwed, we take a shot.
Yeah, that's staying the same. It's S tier was normally what it is. We're keeping it with a shot.
Yeah.
And I guess we got a few options for shots here that we're looking at taking. We got root beer schnapps, root beer liqueur, green balls. We like balls, and some honey hemp vodka, which we may or may not use, depending on what we're feeling, because that's a pretty harsh one.
Yeah. I don't do well with shots, so we'll see about that one.
I'm not great with shots either, so we'll see. Me, aside from the shots, I'm just drinking beer, same as last time. It's a Great Western. I don't know, most of you probably don't even know what that is, but
yeah, I'm just being a basic white girl tonight. I've got White Claw. I have Twisted Teas too, which I'll probably switch to in a bit. However, let's get into some of the other ones. So
first we got Brady Allen, and hey Brady, welcome to the stream. He says, "Looking good, gentlemen."
Thank you.
I bet you're looking good too. Anyways, carry on. We got the next tier.
Okay, next tier we've got Hard Escape, Extreme Pain. That means we probably won't get out, and if we do get out, it'll be a lot of pain inflicted towards us, so it'll be very hard.
And it might be hard to figure out how to escape too,
yeah.
But we could maybe come up with a solution, and that's why it's that tier. It's 7 sips. It's going to be hard, so we made it 7 sips.
Yep. Next is Easy Escape, Extreme Pain, which is basically like, yeah, you could easily get out of this trap, but it's going to cost you pretty much an arm and a leg, maybe figuratively.
Yeah, or literally in some cases.
Yeah. Hello to a few more people in the chat here. We've got
Zach Vaughn. Don't forget to put the cans in the garbage. Shut up, Zach.
We've heard rumors that Zach Vaughn does not like to recycle.
Yeah. Anyways, we got Art with Horror dropping by as well. Hey guys, just dropping in to say hi. Hey Art.
How's it going today?
Glad to see you here. And yeah, go check out Art's channel if you haven't. He's got a lot of horror content.
Yeah.
But anyways, moving on to the next one. We got Easy Escape and Minor Injuries. So pretty much it's easy to figure out how to get out of the trap, and we're going to get out with very minor injuries. Mm-hmm. That's kind of up in the air what we think is minor. We'll get into it when we get into it, but that's 3 sips. And then last one is, well, second last one, I guess, is walk in the park. It's pretty much, we don't even have to think about it. We're not going to get much of any, like, we're going to be unscathed, basically.
Yep.
And it's just simple to figure out. We may get a minor cut or bruise, but that would still consider a walk in the park instead of or for a saw trap, I should say.
Yeah.
And the last one is basically it's in somebody else's hands, or it's just based on pure luck. So if we had anything like that, we actually have dice that we're gonna roll, 6-sided dice. I guess you can't really see that from that far.
You basically just have to take our word for it for the most part.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to roll a dice. Tucker's going to roll a dice. He's going to drink his number. I'm going to drink mine. So we pretty much want to roll low if we don't want to get destroyed.
Yeah, and I feel like there might be a good handful of luck-based ones. We'll find out, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Alex said, we're going to do... Each of us is going to roll the dice, so we're going to have 2 different numbers unless we roll the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know, should we just get right into it?
I would like to, yes.
All right, we're going to go through all the saw traps from saw 1 through 5. This stream, we couldn't go through every one because it would just be way too much traps to go through and way too much drinking for one stream.
And it would be just too long of a video, I think.
Exactly. So this alone might be 2 to 3 hours. So we're going to do this part, like tonight, obviously, we're doing it right now. And then next, hopefully Saturday, we haven't set it in stone yet, but probably next Saturday, we're going to do part 2 where we look at Saw 6 up until the newest one, Spiral. Mm-hmm. So we broke it up like that. And today I think there's 38 traps that we're looking at. And we're going to start with, obviously, Saw 1's traps.
Yep. So let's move on to the bathroom trap, which is the very first trap in the Saw movies. The victims were Adam Strainhart, who died, and Dr. Lawrence Gordon, who survived. Chained by their ankles to pipes in the corner of a dilapidated bathroom across from each other. Main trap of the first Saw, each person had a different objective in order to survive. So in this trap, I believe Adam was supposed to have a key or something like that, and Lawrence Gordon his main objective was to kill Adam.
Yeah.
So, without any further ado, what do you think for this one?
Honestly, Adam was supposed to have a key, like you said, in the tub, but he was knocked out, and then he woke up and started freaking out, which caused the tub to unplug and the key get flushed down. I think that's a pretty logical thing for someone to wake up in a random bathroom like this and just start freaking out and the key gets washed down. So I think it's pretty likely that you're not going to survive this one. If you're Adam, if you're talking about Lawrence Gordon, I think it's a lot easier to survive it. Yeah. And that's how the movie actually played out.
And they also both have the ultimatum to solve their own legs. With their own feet, sorry. Yeah.
So I think either way it's going to be extreme pain.
Yeah.
And I would say it's a hard escape.
Yeah, I would say definitely hard escape, extreme pain, 7 sips.
Yeah. So we're going to put that at 7, starting out strong today.
Brady Allen suggests that we should combine our dice rolls.
Oh, yeah, okay. Brady, you just want to see us get more drunk, eh? I actually thought about possibly using 2 dice. Oh, I think that's going to be a lot more, though. We're going to be drinking quite a bit, so we're going to stick with 1 dice for now.
We'll see how we're feeling. Yeah. I mean, there's not going to be a lot of random chance ones right off the bat. We'll see what we're feeling when we hit that. Brady, Tucker.
Yeah. Here, I gotta crack this. Cheers.
Okay.
All right. Moving on to the trap number 2.
The razor wire maze. Paul Leahy, I think his name is, died anyways. Trapped on one side of the basement, mostly naked, and had 2 hours to find his way through a maze tightly wound razors towards the exit door. After the timer runs out, the door slams shut, leaving him inside to die. Okay, what do you think?
For razor wire, I think it's going to be pretty painful to get through that wire, but also at the same time you have 2 hours to find the escape.
2 hours is a lot of time.
Exactly.
A lot of time.
So I think it's going to be quite a lot of pain, but an easy escape.
Yeah. I would put it in easy escape, minor injuries, if it was myself. 2 hours is a lot of time. There's no arguing that it should be an easy escape realistically.
Oh, yeah. Easy escape without a doubt.
The thing is, he's a fat man.
Yeah, that's it. For me, I'm a pretty big guy.
Yeah,
it's a lot harder for me too.
You are still skinnier than him, so realistically, I feel like we would both be able to make our way through a lot easier.
Oh yeah,
because we are not that thick in stature in comparison to him.
Yeah, but do you think it's worth a minor injury getting cut up and sliced up that much? No doubt you're gonna get sliced up a lot because you're gonna have to crawl through.
Would it be extreme pain or would it be minor?
I guess in the relative to some of the other traps.
That's the other thing. Relative to some of the other traps, I would say minor injuries. Because realistically, you aren't like losing a hand.
Yeah, I'll concede to that. It's minor in comparison to some of the other traps.
Perfect.
For an everyday, injury, it'd be pretty damn painful, but this isn't everyday injuries we're talking, I guess. 3 sips. Okay. Moving on to number 3.
Flammable Jelly. The victim was Mark Wilson, who died.
Yep.
Trapped in a pitch dark room, only lit by a single candle that had a safe with the antidote in it. He needed to decipher the code to the safe written on the walls. He was completely naked and covered in a flammable substance while also having a slow-acting poison coursing through his body. Also, the floor is covered with glass.
Yes, that's just another thing to point out. What do you think for this one? I think we're fucked. Look at the walls. How many numbers are on there? How are you going to figure out that code?
There's no time limit. So the thing is,
I guess, but
I would argue hard escape extreme pain for one reason. It's doable. Like realistically, there's no time limit.
There's kind of a time limit, though.
Constantly bleeding through your feet.
Here's the thing. There's kind of a time limit because you only have a single candle light. And it's when that candle runs out, you don't have light.
Yeah, I guess that's...
So once that candle is out, first of all, only having a candle to light up the walls that have, I don't know how many numbers, hundreds of numbers, to figure out the safe lock. For me, I'm thinking we're screwed.
Yeah, you convinced me.
Okay. Give us a shot. You take your pick.
I'm going to stick with this root beer all night.
All right. Well, I might switch it up, but we'll see. For now, give me the same.
Okay.
And anybody in the comments, if you guys have your thoughts or opinions about these traps, thinking we ranked them improperly or something, make sure to comment it. We'd love to hear your thoughts about it. Snoop Black says good rating. I think he said that for the razor wire trap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alex was, I guess, right about that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, cheers.
Okay.
All right.
Continuing on to the
most iconic saw trap, arguably.
Yes, easily the most iconic saw trap. The victim was Amanda Young, who survived. Strapped to a chair while wearing a mechanical contraption that was locked on her head would rip open her face if she did not unlock it within 60 seconds. The key to unlock the trap was in the stomach of a person in the room with her. She needed to kill the person to escape.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
So basically, she needs to figure out that the key is in the stomach of that guy.
Yeah.
So she has to kill that guy to get the key. And once she has the key, she simply unlocks the mechanism to do it. But she only has 60 seconds?
60 seconds.
That's a long time. Or that's not a long time.
That's not a long time
to
at all.
kill a person, open his stomach, get that key out of there, and then unlock the mechanism. That's pretty damn difficult, I would say. Mm-hmm. But in order to do that, she doesn't have to go through a lot of pain necessarily.
Yeah, it's basically no pain. So it makes me think easy escape with minor injuries for one reason. It's a very limited amount of time. So you could easily fail this if you are not like constantly like thinking high pressure.
But then that would be we're screwed. If you only have 60 seconds.
But like we're not screwed at all.
I don't think so.
I feel like easy escape minor injuries. Because it's not necessarily a walk in the park. Like, it's easy to just, like, kill somebody and grab the key, but to, like, make that moral decision within that amount of time.
She knows she's going to die if she doesn't do it.
Yeah.
So that's an incentive. She's obviously not a good person, too, so she knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like,
okay.
she knew the person. I think it was her drug dealer or something
Yeah.
like that. Anyways,
Yeah,
we'll go with that.
I'll agree with it. Got Courtney Koshman here saying, "Love the dice roll rule. This is fun." Yeah, thank you. That I'm excited to see when we get to that because I do like that rule too. And then Snoop Black says, "I like the ranking so far. You guys have decent judgment." Well, thank you for that.
I like to think so as well.
We've seen the Saw movies quite a bit, so we like to believe we know what we're talking about, at least somewhat. Anyways, on to the next one. The drill chair.
The drill chair. Jeff Rittenauer survived, strapped to a chair with a drill attached to a contraption on both sides of him directed straight into his head. He had 20 seconds to somehow escape this trap, otherwise the drills would pierce his head on either side. So the thing about this trap is he was not in control. He basically had to rely on other people.
Yeah, exactly. So that's, in other hands, roll the dice.
Yeah.
'Cause
We'll stop for just a second here. Brady Allen asks, so she knows the key is in the other person's stomach. I think it was leading up to that. I think
she learned it. She
learned it pretty
when
quick.
the instructions of the tape were said.
Yeah.
So she does learn it before the timer starts counting down.
Yeah.
Or it's at least implied to her.
Yeah, that it's somewhere inside of his body that she has to kill him.
Yeah.
Something like that. Anyways, I think you should basically leave it there because I feel like this is not in the cards that he can control at
It's
all.
out of his control.
It's out of his control completely.
So
because he relies on the cops to free him.
Exactly. So yeah, no, it's without a doubt it's gonna be luck based. So let's roll this dice. I got 3.
Ooh, I got 6.
Nice.
Oh, you don't.
On to number 6. The quadruple shotgun hallway.
And the victim was Detective Singh, who died. Trap designed as a security device for Jigsaw, it was set up in a hallway and consisted of 4 double-barrel shotguns suspended from the ceiling. There was a tripwire strung across the hallway that triggered the guns to fire.
Yeah, so for this one, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that they don't know this trap is there. It's basically just a safety mechanism so people don't go into Jigsaw's hideout. So it's just a simple tripwire that causes this to fire.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty safe to say that we're fucked.
Yeah, I feel that too, we're screwed. And the main reason with that is you're not looking at the ground. I remember in that hallway, like, they had, where Jigsaw set up, like, spider webs or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So there's no way of, like, wanting to look down, especially when you see the spider webs, and your initial reaction is to kind of, like,
wave them around.
Yeah.
Like, wave them away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got another shot.
Okie doke.
Cheers. All right. The final trap or test for Saw number 1, Zep Hindles Test.
Do you want to know who the victim is for this trap? It is Zep Hindle.
I would have never guessed.
He died.
Yeah.
He had a slow-acting poison in his blood, which would kill him in a few hours. He was required to abduct Dr. Gordon and his wife and daughter, and depending on Dr. Gordon and Adam's outcome, potentially kill them. It is tied together closely with a bathroom trap.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Like, is this based on other people's... Like, it's in somebody else's hands? Because it's kind of up to Lawrence Gordon and Adam. What happens with them? What happens with Zep?
Well, I think all he has to do is just make sure that he kills them.
I guess, yeah.
So, if they fail, he has to kill Lawrence Gordon. That's pretty much it. And Adam, I think. So that's pretty much it. He just basically has to win a fight versus 2 people that are literally chained up in a basement.
Yeah. So, easy walk in the park even, maybe?
I'd say walk in the park. Don't know how he fucking died.
Didn't Adam kill him?
Yeah, Adam killed him because he thought he was dead. Either way, you don't get too close to people you think are dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll say walk in the park.
Walk in the park. Oops. Just one sip. Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
We got Snooplax here. I like how this trap is just a picture of him. Yeah, it's pretty much his test, so there's no way to encapsulate it without just showing his picture. So
yeah.
Anyways, let's move on to saw number 2, starting with the first trap. It's got a couple different names. The Death Mask.
Death Mask. I like to call it the Venus flytrap.
Yeah,
I feel like
I do too.
that name is just so much cleaner.
I just got this information from the Saw Wiki fandom page or whatever,
Yeah.
so that's where I got the name from. But I do like Venus flytrap as well.
So the victim was Michael Marks, who died. Mechanical contraption locked around his neck that was divided into 2 separate parts that had spiked ends with countless nails that would snap close on his head in 60 seconds. In order to escape, he needed to fish out the key that was implanted behind his eye. I feel like you and I might have different opinions on this, but I want to know what you think first.
I think it's... How much time did he have, sorry?
60 seconds.
60 seconds
60
to fucking
seconds.
get over the fact of gouging out your own eye and getting a key out from behind in your eye socket and then unlocking it. I'd say hard escape, extreme pain.
I would say I'm screwed 100%.
Yeah?
So for me especially, like I know you have contacts. I can't even put in contacts in my eye.
Yeah.
I wear glasses.
If I know that this thing's gonna...
100%, I am screwed. Like I cannot do that.
I mean, it's obviously extremely hard, but if your life is in danger...
No, if my life depended on it, I'd still be screwed 100%. On this trap,
Oh, man,
there's no budging for me. I would 100%.
But
not...
I'm not
Okay,
really willing to...
think of it like Amanda's trap, for instance.
Yeah.
So Amanda's trap, it's 60 seconds to grab a key out of another guy so you don't feel pain. This is 60 seconds to grab a key out of your eye where you do feel pain, have to jiggle around in your own head.
Well, yeah, but...
Not to mention gouge out your own eye at the same time. It's miserable.
Oh, of course it's miserable. Nobody's denying that. But if your life is dependent on this, losing an eye, fishing around within your eye socket for a key, or dying, I can't choose death. I'm not willing to die. I'm at least going to try and do it. And the fact that he knows it's in behind his eye helps him a lot.
Yeah.
And he learns that before the time starts.
I can't even try. Like, this would 100% kill me. I'd be screwed. Like, guaranteed.
I don't know.
I want to put this in we're screwed because the fact that I know for a fact I wouldn't pass it.
Are you willing to concede to me for this one?
Okay, you'll have to do me a favor later.
I did.
You'll have to do me a favor later. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'd touch my eye and then freak out and probably still.
I can touch my eye. Here you go.
I probably can too. I can't gouge it out though.
Well, yeah. Either way, I conceded to you for the last one, so give it to me this time.
I'll give you this one.
Still 7 sips.
7 sips. We have new comments.
Yeah.
I like this one. This one comes from
My mom.
D. Farrow saying, "Hi Tucker, it's Mom."
Yeah. Hi, Mom. Thanks for coming by.
Hello.
I swear this isn't actually alcohol we're drinking.
We put water in the cans. Don't know how we cracked them.
Anyways, moving
let's
on to
move
the
on.
second trap.
The Electrified Staircase. Victims were Officer Baker and 2 SWAT members who survived. I think, did Officer Baker die? I don't know. Anyways, let's continue. Designed as another security device for Jigsaw's hideout. One of the steps on the staircase had pressure stepped onto it. Another step would shoot forward and break the legs of the person standing there. Moments later, the cage would be electrified and shocking everybody near it.
So, for me, I think this is kind of based on luck. First of all, does the staircase actually end up breaking your legs, or do you just kind of lose your footing because your feet give out? And, you know what I mean?
There's a lot that kind of lies on it. So, for example, I would say if you're on the back and you get electrocuted to death because the person falls on you and you can't really escape.
Yeah. But here's the thing. The cage is the only thing electrified, right? So if you're not touching it, you're not going to die. So it is kind of like, are you out of luck and like you said, somebody falls on you, trapping you against the cage, or are you just kind of lucky and you fall without touching the cage?
Or if you are able to jump up and just kind of move and not get electrocuted. Like, I would want to put this in for myself, easy escape, extreme pain.
Easy escape, extreme pain. But it's not necessarily an easy escape because, like we said, you could get bumped by another guy into the cage and you're fucked without any control.
No, I'm also content to put it in luck for sure. It kind of depends where you're standing.
Really. It really depends on, there's so many different things that could change the outcome for you. Yeah. So that's why I think it's based on luck.
I'm conceding to you in a lot of these. You're going to have to
give me a favor 2 out of 3. We'll get to some where I concede, I'm sure.
Okay.
Anyways, luck. Rolling the dice. I got 3 again.
I got 4. I'm lucky there's no finisher drink. I still have another sip here.
Okay. Luke, sorry, we got a comment from Snooplax saying, Tucker would use the eye wash machine after, referring to the death mask trap where you have to fish out the key from your eye. Yeah. The reason he says that is because I talked to him about how I used the eye wash station at work, and I thought it was fun and felt cool. You get to squirt water into your eye. So that's the context for that comment.
Who does that for fun?
No, I needed to use it, and I thought it felt cool, so I went and did it again.
It's like an eye bidet.
Kinda, yeah. Anyways, that's the context for that, and that just goes to show I'm, I guess, less scared of my eyes. Anyways, moving on to trap number 3. It's broken down in between 3, 4?
Trap number 3 is broken down in between 5 sections here.
Oh, 5 sections. Okay.
5 sections. So it's the nerve gas house.
Yeah.
And there are people trapped in the house, being the victims: Daniel Matthews, who survived, Jonas Singer, who died, Gus Clayard, who died, Addison Corley, who died, Xavier Chavez, who died, Laura Hunter, who died, and Toby Tate, who died. There was Amanda Young as well, which isn't added on here, who survived.
Yeah, she wasn't necessarily a victim of this trap. She was in there to be a part of the trap.
Yeah, I guess. It all depends on the situation or how you perceive it.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the nerve gas house is a house being pumped with a deadly nerve gas that would murder the victims in 2 hours unless they obtained an antidote by completing numerous other traps in the house. There were 5 traps in the house in total, starting with the antidote safe room. A room containing the antidote. In order to access, they would need to find the numbers written on the back of everybody's neck and decipher the code using those numbers. So this is one of the, I feel like, coolest traps in the series just because of how clever it is.
Yeah, how it involves every single person. And
So the way that Jigsaw described it, he says the number is on the back of your mind and you can find the order and the numbers under the rainbow. So they literally had like a tattoo of all the numbers like under, like about right here on their neck. And they obviously, like, red would be the first one, orange would be the next, then followed by yellow, and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. So that was a really, I'd say, unique and interesting way.
And clever. Like, you have to, you got to put a lot of thought into that.
Oh, yeah, no, that was super well done. However, the odds of figuring it out and working together, especially in a room with a bunch of other criminals, I feel like would be very hard to escape.
Yeah. I don't think we're necessarily screwed, though. I think we eventually... how much time was it?
2 hours.
You have 2 hours to figure it out. I feel like... I don't know. It's a hard escape, and you'd have to face a lot of pain because a lot of people going up butting heads type of thing.
So, for example, the way that it ends and the one person figures it out in the movie, he ends up murdering a bunch of other people to try to find the number on the back of their neck.
And if you were... I mean, that's not a great way to go about it either. If you're trying to work together, it might be better to not try and fight everyone, but... I don't know. Would you say hard escape, extreme pain?
Yeah, I'd say a hard escape, extreme pain. The trap isn't unfair, though. I'll say that much. Like, if everyone worked together, like... I feel like a lot of these traps are escape-worthy, which we'll get on to later in the series, how that can definitely be a benefit.
Yeah.
and Dealey. Am I saying it right? Dealey?
Well, we got Everything Horror
Okay.
first here saying, "What's up, guys, and welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it." We're good. We're getting
We're
into
good.
it.
Can't wait to do another live stream with you very soon.
Live stream. We're going on his podcast.
Podcast, yes.
But it's Dilly Farrow. That's my mom.
Dilly. Okay.
She says, "I think you're screwed." What do you think? We're idiots? I don't think we're screwed. We can figure it out. Thanks for your faith in your own son. Anyways, we'll move on. Oh, we got a drink for that.
Oh, good call.
7 sips.
Okie doke. So what do we got next?
Next up, we got the Magnum Eyehole.
Designed as a security device to prevent the victims from leaving the antidote safe room. It is consisted of a revolver pointing through the peephole that would fire if the door is unlocked. There were clear instructions not to open the door. So first of all, if you can look at the eye hole right here, you're either going to see one of two things. You're either going to see it's on the wrong side of the door, or you're going to see that there's a fucking revolver in your eye.
Exactly.
So in that, I would look in the eye hole instead of opening the lock. I'd be like, oh, there's a revolver. Oh, this is the wrong side. And I would not look in it.
Well, and either way, there was instructions that they shouldn't go through that door.
Yeah.
So this is easily avoidable.
Oh yeah, this is walk in a park.
Yeah, walk in a park without a doubt.
Yep, somebody died from this, by the way.
Yeah, Gus Colliard, I think it was.
Yep.
He won the Darwin Award.
No, he didn't.
He didn't?
He did not.
He was nominated for a Darwin Award at least. Oh no, there's another stupid person I remember.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll get to that. Walk in the park, 1 sip we gotta take.
Run, Tucker. Okay.
The furnace.
The furnace.
This is, the furnace.
This is an interesting one. So, in order to obtain 2 antidotes, a person needed to crawl into a large furnace. One antidote was attached to a chain that would trigger the furnace and shut the door. In order to escape the furnace, said person would have to crawl through the flames and turn a red valve next to the door that would have shut off the gas supply.
Yeah, so you can see it in this picture where the valve is. It's got a devil pointing at it, tells you to twist it. But at the same time, you got a bunch of flames basically baking you alive.
Yeah.
So it's hard to grab your bearings and figure that out.
It doesn't happen right at the start though.
True. He could have analyzed his surroundings.
Yeah, he could have really looked at everything.
Yeah, so I don't know, what do you think? To shut off the gas, you just have to turn this and then you're kind of free, the door would unlock. It's pretty easy.
I feel like, yeah,
you would get some injuries for sure.
Well, here's the other thing. Other people were in that room too, and they could have just held the door open.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
And you could have seen, if I were to be in that situation, I would have tried to pull on the string and see what would have happened.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't go that far for sure. Being in this situation, I would...
Well, it's not high pressure. There's no time limit. You can take as much time as you want.
For sure.
Obviously, if you're in an oven, it's a little bit
But they don't know
sketch.
that that's a thing.
Yeah.
There is a time limit, the 2-hour time limit, I guess, for the whole nerve gas house.
2 hours, yeah.
But still, I would say that it's an easy escape with extreme pain. Because you're going to get burned a lot.
There's a chance you'd get burned.
Pretty likely, let's be honest. Because as soon as he pulls that key, the flames burst. Or the antidote or whatever. The flames burst. They go.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. I think extreme pain, but it's still relatively easy, all things considered.
Yeah, no, I'd say that. You'll get quite a few burns, but you can definitely walk out alive.
Mm-hmm. Or at least get taken out by an ambulance.
I mean, there's no ambulance in a Jigsaw game, man.
Eventually, once they get free, they'll...
All right, 5 sips here.
5 sips.
All right.
Snoop Blacks here says, the reverse people is something Kramer did in Seinfeld. Can't say I actually know the reference. Can't remember. Can't place the episode, but
Did Kramer shoot somebody in Seinfeld?
I hope not. And then we got everything horror here saying, yep, easily avoidable. I'm not sure if he's referring to the furnace or the Magnum Eyehole, but either way, it's relatively
I think he
avoidable.
was referring to the Magnum Eyehole.
Actually, I think you're right, yeah. The eye hole was definitely easily avoidable.
Okay.
Anyways, moving on. We
To
got
the needle pit.
Another very iconic saw trap, I guess.
Yeah. A giant pit containing tens of thousands of used syringes. The antidote in this room was behind a heavy metal door and could be obtained by finding the key. The key was attached to a glow stick that was plugged into one of the syringes, which only had a few minutes to find. So, I think this is easy escape, extreme pain.
Really, though? There was like 10,000 needles in that pit.
It was attached to a glow stick.
The glow stick was inside the syringe.
I would also, like, what do you think?
I'm almost saying we're fucked. You got less than a few minutes to find it. Out of that many, you could get lucky and find it. I mean, I wouldn't consider it luck-based, though. But I would say it's a hard escape.
It's finding a needle in a needle stack.
Yeah.
I
mean,
there's a chance though, like for sure.
there is a chance.
Like
It's
especially
pretty
since
slim.
it sticks out so well.
It's
I would-
extreme pain without a doubt.
Regardless, I would say hard escape extreme pain.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'll argue that.
Yeah, no, I'm not opposed to putting hard escape, extreme pain. It's extreme pain without a doubt, and very hard. I am on the edge of saying we're screwed. You think, yeah, no, I'm willing to definitely put that.
Yeah.
in
It's
hard
going to be
escape.
painful regardless. Depending if you do not like needles, some people can do it, some people can't.
Yeah.
So
we got Snooplex here saying hard escape. Yeah, you're right. And then he says not much time too.
yeah, that's true. That's
Exactly.
another thing. I guess there's a few things. Fun fact, in production, I know they were taking out like the metal syringes and like replacing them with rubber ones, but then somebody from the team like just knocked a whole box into the pit and they had to redo the entire thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Oh, I couldn't imagine saying that. It wouldn't be very fun. My mom again said
Not looking
good for escape. Yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
kind of leaning towards that too, but yeah, there's always that slim chance.
Yeah.
We're optimists here. We always believe we're gonna find an escape. Either way, I took my 7 sips. Did you?
I did not. There's one thing that we have to add. Like, how do you do with needles?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
No problem. Every time I go for a shot, like the last time I got my COVID vaccines, I watched them put it into me.
I used to be terrified of needles, and I kind of got over the fear.
Yeah.
I got a tattoo, and I remember the first time I almost, like, blacked out.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, after, like, the next 2 or 3 sessions, I was fine.
Yeah.
Like, I just kind of got used to it after that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I haven't...
And then, like, even, like, during booster shots, especially with COVID or, like, vaccinations, like, I get, like, a little bit tense, but, like, I just look away. Like, I know they don't hurt, but they still kind of scare me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
I don't, like, quiver or anything or get scared. Like, they don't hurt.
Yeah, no.
It's just getting used to it. Anyways.
It's more of a mental thing than anything for most people.
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously, though, getting thrown into a pit of a lot of needles would not be fun for anybody.
Mm-mm.
We got the Lost Hacker clips here saying, cheers, boys. Cheers.
Thank you, Lost
I'll drink
Hacker
to that.
clips.
All right, should we move on?
Yeah, we can move on.
The
Let's move
Razor
on
Box.
The Razor Box.
Speaking of Darwin Award nominees with the Magnum Eyehole.
So this person won our Darwin Award nominees.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Mm-hmm. Once we explain it here. A large glass box containing an antidote inside of it. To obtain the antidote, there were 2 holes in the bottom of the arm, to fit an arm through each hole. Once an arm is put through, you learn that there are sharp razor blades that make it impossible to pull your arm back out unless you push the razors up to free your arm. So basically, you have to push one arm through, and if you push the other one in, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Or if you're smart enough to actually figure it out, you can just lift it up through this way.
Yeah, well,
There we go. It's on the screen. You can lift it up through this way and just free it and then grab the antidote.
Yeah, I would put one arm in and then I would try and grab the antidote. Once I grabbed it, I would try and pull out. As soon as I realized, oh no, my arm's going to get so fucked up from this, I'm reaching with the other arm, putting those razor blades up so I can get my arm back.
Yeah.
I'm not sticking the other arm back into this when I'm being fucked with by a serial killer. So like,
reminding you again, in this trap, I think we'll be fair. We'll say there was like an hour and 45 minutes in the nerve gas house. So she wasn't thinking clearly. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure we are gonna, almost everyone who's seen the movie, we're gonna agree with this, that it's a walk in the park.
I would say so. It's pretty damn simple to escape.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the moment, maybe it's different, but at least in our eyes, she definitely deserves walk in the park. We got a couple more comments here. Damn, Tucker, you watched, huh? From Everything Horror. I think he was referring to the fact that you didn't take your 7 sips and I called you out.
I think so too. I was going to say that. Yeah.
And we got a comment here, again from the Lost Hacker Clips. He says, just call me Alex. I was the one that commented on your Don't Breathe 2 video. Oh yeah, I remember you for sure. I think I remember most people that have subscribed to us so far. And then...
I'm trying to remember. I'm bad with names and I'm bad at remembering things, especially when I'm a little done up.
That's fair.
Nice that you came back, though. Thank you.
Thanks for checking into us again. And Snoop Black's hindsight is 2020. Yeah, obviously that's kind of the case with most of these traps. We obviously have never gone through it, but just based on what we can come up with, not in the moment, it's kind of...
Also, the Lost Hacker Clips, if your name is Alex as well, great name.
Yeah. My mom, if you use your head and be strategic, you got it. Oh, thanks, you got your faith back in us this time. Brady Allen, easy escape. Potential for extreme pain, though? No?
Actually, we could argue minor injuries, but...
We could say minor injuries, but again...
But realistically, like a few cuts on your wrists.
Once you start pulling your arm out and you feel tension from the blades, are you going to keep yanking at it? I feel like you probably wouldn't. You would try and figure out a way to get your other hand in it first. I think I would put it walk in the park. And again, we're comparing it to other saw traps. Yeah. So relative to other saw traps.
Relative to like the other one where you're walking through a maze of barbed wire.
Yeah. For instance. Like minor injuries. Or sorry, walk in the park, you could still get a few cuts here and there, you know?
Yeah.
It still makes sense. And Alex says, y'all got to get a Discord so we can watch movies and drink with you. You know, we really want to, but we also want to have a big enough fan base that it's not just us and one other person.
Yeah.
Right now, it's still a little early to do that, I think, for our channel. And then Snoop Black's here says, I'm with Brady. Haha. Well,
that's fair.
You guys are in this on your own. We're sticking to our guns. This is a walk in the park.
Yeah. No, I agree with Tucker. And Tucker and I have been known to disagree occasionally.
We agree on a lot of things, and our movie tastes align quite similarly. But for this, we gotta disagree with you guys.
All right. So let's move on.
The final trap or test of Saw 2.
Which is Eric's test.
Eric Matthews' test.
Yep. The victim is Eric Matthews, who survived, weirdly enough. Okay.
He survived in this movie.
Yeah, in the movie. Spoilers. In order for Eric to pass his test, he merely had to talk to John Kramer for 2 hours while watching the nerve gas house trap unfold, which was involving his son, which was another victim in the nerve gas house.
Yeah.
He was literally locked in a safe, and John Kramer said he's in a safe place. If you talk to me for 2 hours, you'll be fine. But obviously, the way that he talks, it's kind of in like metaphors, hyperbole, things like that. So
you gotta read between the lines.
You gotta read between the lines.
But at the same time, he tells Eric Matthews straight up, your son is safe. You gotta talk to me for 2 hours, and then everything's good. Yeah. He's free, he's safe, you're good. But Eric Matthews, and you could understand it to an extent, loses his shit and starts trying to fight with Jigsaw and stuff. And he kind of just loses temper. When you kind of just gotta go with the flow in this one.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, I'm not one to lose my temper very easily. For me, I'm saying this is a walk in the park.
I also really don't lose my temper all that often.
Obviously, if my son's in danger...
Actually,
like
yeah.
that,
So if we compare it to if I was in the same situation as Eric Matthews, Jigsaw was clearly preying on his ability to be aggressive and be basically a dirty cop, which he is.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, we are very calm people.
Yeah.
So
and like...
it is a walk in the park for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
If you can control your temper, this is an easy trap.
And obviously, it goes without saying that your son's in danger and you're watching him go through this house. And obviously the twist, again, spoiler alert, is that the nerve gas house had already happened when Eric Matthews was in the room with Jigsaw. So obviously we know in the end that the son was safe all along. But if I was in Eric Matthews' situation where my son was in danger of his life, I mean, I get why he would try and do something before the 2 hours. But at the same time, you kind of got to just go with it. What else can you do?
Yeah.
It's not like, you're going to kill Jigsaw, then your son's screwed. He's going to suffocate.
Okay, comments.
We got Alex again. I got a large group of people that would definitely join in for movie nights. I host them myself on my own server, but my drinking rules are pretty hard. Yeah, I remember you mentioned
yes,
some of
I
your
do remember
drinking
that
rules.
now. We'd be curious to join at least once or twice. If you can find us on like Instagram or something like that, definitely message us and we might take you up on that. We're also curious what software you use, because I know during quarantine where we were basically stuck inside for a long period of time, so it was hard for us to do movie nights and drinking games. So we're curious to know which software you use.
I think he does Discord.
No.
I remember correctly.
Is it Discord? Like, do you do screen share?
Oh, it's probably screen share.
Yeah. So let us know here.
Yeah. And then we got Brady Allen. But if it's about the trap people are in, wouldn't it be someone else's hands? Like his dad's hands, dice roll? Oh, well...
No, he was in a safe. He was let out regardless at the end.
Yeah, but he was part of the nerve gas house trap. Eric Matthews' trial is like a whole different trap where Jigsaw is basically using his son as bait, I guess, to try and mess with Eric Matthews. And so it's not really based in someone else's hands. His son's life, you could argue in the end, is based in someone else's hands, because if his dad kills Jigsaw, his son's going to die in the safe. But this is about Eric Matthews, not his son.
Well, I think it automatically released after 2 hours of safe.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know if it does. I think Jigsaw might release it after 2 hours.
No, he didn't, because he was in the nerve gas house, remember? Like, he was dragged over there. It was on a timer.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, so either way, his son's safe. But, no, Eric Matthews, it's not in someone else's hands. He could have got through that.
Delee? Am I saying that right?
Delee, yeah.
Finally got it. Okay. Delee,
stay calm, play the game,
talk for 2 hours for your son.
Yeah.
That's you.
I know. I think my mom would actually do that. She's a worrier, but in this case, she would do it.
Yeah. Eric Matthews is a cool name. Eric Matthews is a very cool name.
It's okay. I don't like Eric Matthews. And Alex says, it's just screen shared on Discord. Yeah, we'll talk. Send us a message on Instagram, like you say. We'll talk there.
Perfect. We'll try to take you up after the live stream here.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see if tonight works, but maybe it will, maybe it won't. We'll see what happens here.
Well, it depends how much we drink here, I guess. Speaking of which, we got to take our one sip for Eric Matthews. All right.
We were on that for a while. Let's continue.
Yeah. Moving on to Saw 3. Starting with, it's one of my favorite traps, the classroom trap.
Okay, the victim's name is Troy. He died.
Yes. He definitely died.
A trap where you sat in a chair with 11 chains with metal rings pierced through several parts of your body, including hands, shoulders, Achilles, arms, torso, and jaw. In order to escape, you need to rip the chains out of your body before the timer runs out, causing an explosion to take place. So...
yeah, I think we're fucked.
Yeah. I have no doubt in my mind we're fucked.
If it was just the Achilles and the arms and, even the... what is it up here on the shoulders or whatever?
Torso.
Yeah. Oh, the obliques.
But the jaw.
The jaw.
The jaw alone is.
I feel like
fucked.
once you rip that out, you're gonna die anyways.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing. The only way I feel like you can escape this trap is if you just take a running start and just run across the room as quick as possible.
Oh, yeah, well, for sure. And even then, I don't even know if you could run fast or hard enough to rip out your whole jaw.
Well, like, the thing is, if you run forwards, you're going to have to run backwards to get out the jaw, right? And once you run forwards, you tear your Achilles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no.
So you're screwed.
Once your Achilles is ripped out, like, you're not walking or running. So,
like, the percent you survive this trap, even with my instructions, I feel like...
You're screwed. No matter what, you're done.
No, I feel like it's like a 99.6% chance.
0.6.
So it's not looking up.
And I think everything horror here even agrees with us saying, oh no.
Yep.
Yeah, no. Definitely not survivable. So we'll take a shot for that.
Okay.
Ooh. That one is a little more rough for me.
I'm not a fan of shots.
Everything horror asked. This was a Hoffman trap, right? For the classroom trap?
It was Amanda trap. An Amanda trap.
Amanda was the apprentice, yeah.
Yeah, it was an Amanda trap because she kept on making unescapable traps.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we're going to move on to another Amanda Young trap, which is the Angel trap. The victim was Detective Carey, who died. A trap consisting of 2 mechanical arms and 12 C-shaped metal brackets that were hooked into her rib cage. After 60 seconds, the mechanical arms would expand out and cause the brackets to brutally rip through her chest. In order to escape, she must obtain the key from a padlock, which was in a beaker full of acid.
Yeah. So before we go on to this one, we just got a few more comments here.
Yeah.
My mom says, you are not surviving that. Absolutely, yeah. We agree with you for that. We're not surviving the classroom trap.
Not at all.
Snoop Black says, Alex is good with his statistics. 99.6%.
I got a lot of it from Snoop Black's.
Yeah, speaking of which, Brady Allen says that was definitely a Snoop Black statistic.
I didn't even see that coming either.
Yeah, so that is definitely something Snoop Black would say.
Snoop Black's and I hang out a little bit too much. Anyways, Angel Trap.
Angel Trap, yeah.
This is an interesting one, I feel.
Yeah, like...
Because, so this is one thing that we got to mention in the movie. So, for example, Amanda Young made a lot of traps that were not able to be survived. So, for example, like, even when she got the key out of the beaker, unlocked the little shackles or whatever, she still ended up dying just because Amanda Young wanted her to not survive the trap. But we're going to put it in the realm where we think that the trap was survivable and it wasn't rigged for them to die. So, in saying that...
Sorry, the picture just left.
Right there.
I gotta bring it back up.
There we go. Okay, nothing happened. So anyways, the Angel Trap, Amanda Young, all that. So
Everything Horror says this one was definitely a Hoffman trap.
Was it?
I don't know.
I don't doubt him. He has access to the internet right now. I have access to alcohol, so I feel like he has an advantage. Okay.
It could be. Either way, I feel like, I don't know.
Oh, so do you remember at the very end of the trap where Amanda walked forward and she held onto the chains and then it was ripped open? Maybe it wasn't Amanda trap, maybe it was a Hoffman trap, but I just remember Amanda walking forward after she completed the task properly. Anyways, what do you think about this task?
I'm torn between hard escape, extreme pain, or we're screwed. I feel like if you think of it as you got to fish out the key from that acid to unlock yourself and get it out, then you have to rip those things out of your rib cage, which are
you don't have to rip them out of your rib cage. I thought it would just unlock automatically.
Yeah, but it's literally embedded into your rib cage.
Oh,
so you're going to be in extreme pain no matter what.
Yeah,
and it's not an easy escape. So it's got to be one of the top two. But
what the heck? So how do you live from that? Getting it out of your rib cage.
I mean, you could get stabbed through the ribs and not die.
But all of them?
I don't know.
You would just leave a hole in your chest.
Well, probably. I don't know.
I never actually
that's how it rips her torso.
I never medically thought about this until now, but honestly, after you described it, I think you're screwed.
Yeah, and my mom agrees. Screwed. Yeah, no, you're right. It's definitely screwed.
I almost did the loaded the wrong way for shots.
Oh.
I did the exact same thing.
All right. Well, this is as many shots as we did last time. For the last live stream, I mean.
15%'s nothing, though.
Mm-hmm. These are also twice or slightly bigger than the last ones we did.
Mm-hmm.
Or the last shot glasses we were using.
They're like a shot and a half
Yeah.
at the very least. We should have got paper towels.
I just thinking that too. That's all right.
Anyways,
moving
this
on.
is like a blast in the past thinking about all these saw traps.
I know. But if you guys don't know, we did a whole series for every single Saw movie, making a drinking game for every single one of them.
I feel like all the Saw series, like all the movies, aren't great movies, but
they're fun to watch.
They're super fun to watch.
For sure, they're fun
for
to
sure.
watch.
And a lot of that is the traps, which is why we're having a lot of fun with this video.
Exactly.
Shotgun collar. So a collar that consists of 5 shotgun shells pointed directly at the wearer's head. If John Kramer's heart stopped beating before Jeff completed his trial, it would trigger the device to fire the shotgun shells into the victim's head, killing them. The victim's name was Lynn Demlin, and she died.
Jordan, my fiance, is watching the stream, heard us say we should have paper towels, and she brought us paper towels, so...
It was a ghost!
Thanks for that. Oh, that was funny. Anyways.
I just heard something like rolling down the stairs and like, is it your dog?
I thought my dog was running down the stairs. Anyways, shotgun collar. It's in someone else's hands.
Thank you and shout out to Jordan.
Yes, shout out to Jordan.
Everybody say thank you, Jordan, in the chat.
Anyways, in others' hands. Because it's in Jeff's hands, which
are very incapable hands.
So you could
also the fact is you have to keep somebody who has, I think it's a brain tumor or like some sort of cancer in the brain alive.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I am not a surgeon.
Well, for us, I guess.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
True.
It's us. So
you could say
I cannot keep somebody alive because I do not have the medical degree to do that.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, I'm fucked.
When you put it that way, I gotta agree. And Jordan said you're welcome for the paper towel. Hector from Everything Horror, that's a keeper, Tucker. No kidding. Why do you think I asked her to marry me? And then Snoop Blacks, thank you, Jordan. And my mom, thank you, Jordan. Shout out to Jordan. She's getting more love from everyone in our comments than us. Anyways, yeah, definitely we're screwed. It's Jeff we have to rely on, and we're not surgeons. Oh boy, taking a lot of shots in the last few, it seems.
Ooh.
And one more person sending love to Jordan. Everything Horror, thanks, Jordan. Yep. I can't say anything else on it. Yeah, so let's move on to Jeff's trial. That's the next one, eh?
Yep, Jeff's trial is the next one. Okay, Snoop Black's first.
Oh yeah, Snoop Black says, how are the drinks going down? After doing a couple shots, they went down a little rough, but other than that, it's
honestly,
not too bad.
Not as bad as I thought. I honestly took I can't even say hiatus properly. A hiatus from drinking for the last 3 weeks, and everything's going pretty good, actually. In saying that, last time we did a stream, we were basically finishing drink to drink to drink. And that was miserable. So this is going a lot better because we are not having to waterfall.
Yeah.
And our stomachs aren't completely bloated. I also remember Tucker's basement was very cold last time, and I was freezing because I was just wearing a t-shirt. So it's doing. I'm doing pretty well. Anyways, so we have Jeff's trial, which is a trial forced Jeff to slowly face a series of 4 tests in order to overcome his obsession with revenge for his son's death. He had 2 hours to make his way through each test, where he had to help save a person that was involved with his son's death in some way. The 4 tests were as follows. First one is the freezer room, and the victim was Danica Scott, witness to his son's death, who died. I'm not struggling. Anyways, a trap that sprayed freezing cold water onto the naked body of a victim, eventually freezing them to death. In order to help, Jeff merely had to grab a key located in between 2 cold pipes that would unchain her, thus saving her life.
So there's 2 ways to look at this. One, we look at it as her perspective, Danica Scott perspective, we look at it in her eyes, and our chances go way down, and it's in the hands of Jeff.
And we're screwed if anything's in the hands of Jeff.
Yeah.
So
it's in other person's hands, so it's chance. Or we look at it in Jeff's perspective, put us in his shoes, and say, oh, we have to get a key between the bars to save this girl's life.
I think we agreed that we're going to go with Jeff's perspective.
I think so. Otherwise, we're screwed.
We're screwed for each one because Jeff's incapable. He's incompetent.
Yeah, exactly. So let's look at it as if we are in Jeff's shoes.
And
I think this is...
So we're Jeff, and like...
We have to save
example, her. How would we say it? Like, she would be like, it's an easy escape for me and a lot of pain. So it would be like, because Tucker's saving me, it's going to be like mild injuries or whatever. Anyways.
I think it's a walk in the park.
It's a walk in the park.
You get a minor scratch on your cheek.
No, you don't.
Well, you put it exactly. You take your fucking jacket off that he's wearing in this picture, and you put it in between your cheeks. Grab the key. Go and save this woman's life. Who cares that she witnessed your?
Do you know who didn't get us? Who didn't think of that? Jeff. He got a big mark on his face because he's a dum-dum, and he still didn't save her.
No, he did not. She died because of that. But yeah, walk in the park for sure. Just one measly little sip. And we got everything horror here. All you have to do is move a little faster than Jeff. You're absolutely right. Slow-ass motherfucking Jeff. And then my mom, you gotta try. Oh, you could succeed very easily in this case. If you're in Jeff's shoes, you can save that woman's life.
Jeff didn't like to try. He liked to look and complain quite a bit.
You could argue that Jeff didn't want to try because he was very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, he was very, like, against
sentimental.
Well, like, against these
Yeah, he wanted revenge for his son.
Yeah,
you could argue that. The thing that he could have done is he could have just unlocked her, saved her life, and then just punched her in the face a couple of times.
Yeah, get his anger out there, yeah.
Easy escape, minor injuries.
Even that's extreme, but either way. Moving on to the second trap that's involved in Jeff's trial, the pig vat.
Okay, so pig vat. Victim was Judge Hanlon. The judge that left Jeff's son walk free survived his trap, but later died. Anyways, the victim of this trap was chained to the ground of a large vat. Next to the vat was a giant blender that blended up several rotten pig carcasses and dropped them into the vat. This would eventually lead to the victim drowning in a liquefied pig. In order to be freed, Jeff needed to burn all of his son's toys and memories to obtain a key which unlocked the chains. So anyways...
Before we go on, we still got to take our sip for the last one.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I finished my drink. I could have sworn you did.
I didn't. I just finished it.
Everything Horror called me out last time. Everything Horror... Did Tucker take his drink from last time?
I don't think I did. I swear I did not.
I could have sworn he did.
Okay, well.
So anyways, I mean, if I didn't, I'll take another one.
I thought you... Well, I don't know if you did. I just
I
thought I did.
So I remember tossing it over there.
Okay.
Anyways, so we're looking at this wrong from what I thought, or what I think. So imagine if it was our son. How much would we struggle with that? So, like, for example, like...
we have to burn his stuffed animals?
If our son died and we had to, like, burn his stuffed animals. So, like, that might add another element to it, but I still think this is a walk in the park.
Yeah, it's like... Obviously, it's... You got this bit of sentimental value.
Yeah. So...
And I guess I can't say for sure because I don't have a son, but I think it's a walk in the park because you simply press a button. Sure, you might get, like... very emotional because your son's stuff is burning up. It's the only remnants you have of him, I guess.
Yep.
But for me, it's a walk in the park.
It's a walk in the park. So I think this for two reasons. Because a lot of judges used to be lawyers, and lawyers are very good at arguing, especially things that are in their favor. So if this person argued that, hey, you should save my life, then I'm pretty sure he would very easily be able to convince any of us, especially to press a button and unlock him. If Jeff can do it, we can do it.
Yeah, Jeff, that's, I guess it's worth... We did say that the guy survived, so... Yeah, Jeff can do it, we can definitely do it. And Snoop Black says Tucker 100% took the drink. He cheers to Alex. I guess I didn't remember. Oh well.
No, I remembered.
I didn't trust you, I guess. And my mom says, do what you gotta do. And she has 3 sons, so yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
And Everything Horror agrees, saying that it is a walk in the park.
Oh yes, I missed that. Thank you. Walk in the park. Yep, absolutely. Sure, it might sting a bit emotionally, but that you gotta set that aside in this case. Anyways, fine.
One up.
Oh yeah,
we're going on to this one, which is the most brutal trap in the series.
Another very, very iconic trap.
Yeah. So, anyways, the victim was Timothy Young, the son's killer who died. A large contraption that resembled a crucifix, which slowly twisted each individual limb until breaking it in two and moving onto the next limb and finishing with the head. In order for the victim to survive this, Jeff needed to obtain the key that was located in a glass box attached to a shotgun trigger. Once you grab the key to the shotgun, would fire, giving you little time to escape the blast. Yeah, so this one's a lot more interesting.
I think it's a lot more room for debate too, because like the shotgun was in a very small glass box that you could fit your arm into, but you couldn't fit much more into it.
Yeah.
And the key was attached to a string that pulled the trigger as soon as you pulled the key off of it. So you pulled the trigger, your arm's probably getting blown off. Without a doubt, right?
Jeff dodged it. Jeff's slow.
Well,
if Jeff dodged it, we can dodge it.
I guess, maybe. But
no. I feel like you can dodge that. So anyways,
I don't know. I guess
especially like we're thinking of like, would Timothy Young, the person in this trap, how would he fit into this? I'd still think he's screwed, honestly. Doesn't matter how quickly we react to this.
Well, how much time do we have?
It doesn't say a time.
Okay.
But it like he's like slowly like,
I guess you're watching his limbs, yeah.
So I'd still say like, even if it took like, so this is like reminding you, this is the person that killed our son that we think. Obviously, Jigsaw tries to like humanize him and all this shit, but like I feel like that would add another element to it. Like we'd struggle with it. Even the lawyer like took way too long with it, the judge took way too long with it, and he died because he got shot because Jeff finally caved.
Well, no, the judge got shot because he was in the line of sight from the shotgun when Jeff pulled the key out.
Yeah.
So he was just in the wrong place.
I mean, he could have just done it. Anyways, I still feel like 100% Timothy Young would be screwed.
Yeah, but again, we're looking at this as Jeff trial. We're in Jeff's shoes.
Yeah, even if we're in Jeff's shoes, like, I'd be able to survive because I could just walk away. But, like, if we were to look at it, like...
Yeah, true.
So, I feel like we should look at it if I was trying to save myself in that situation.
Yeah.
Like...
I guess it's easy to... Yeah, true. It's easy to walk away. But let's say that we're trying to save Timothy Young. Just for the sake of it. Because that's how it plays out.
So, like, if I was...
I think there's a good chance that your arm's getting blown off from the shotgun. Like, it is avoidable, and sure, Jeff did it. But I think there's a good chance.
Yeah. I feel like if we're in Timothy Young's shoes, no matter what, we're screwed.
Well, yeah, 100%.
But, like, we would try it, and, like, I'd say easy escapes extreme pain, regardless. Like, we'll take the middle road. Like, we could either walk away or we could get killed, pretty much.
Yeah.
I feel like, regardless, we go middle of the road.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a chance for injuries with that shotgun blasting off when you get the key. And you got to assume that we're going to try and save him, I'd say. So, yeah, we'll say easy escape, extreme pain. For 5 sips.
Okay.
And going back to the pig vat talk, where you have to incinerate something from your kid, Everything Horror says, what if it's a PS5?
All your son's save information gone.
Not gonna lie, make it easier for me. Because I don't even have any sort of gaming systems personally, so I'm not attached.
PS5s are worth money. I'm pretty sure
I
could convince the judge.
What is my son's life worth?
I could convince the judge to give me $1,000 for saving his life.
I don't know. And then he says, referring to the rack that we just talked about, I say there's a possibility of injuries. Yeah, that's what we ended up at too. Easy escape, extreme pain, just because that shotgun could easily blow your arm off, no problem. Or your your whole head if
Yeah.
you're in the wrong place, but you gotta be pretty dumb to do that.
So do you want to do Amanda's test and then do a quick washroom break?
Well, we gotta do Jeff's final test.
Or Jeff's final test? Well, should we finish up Saw 3, do a
Saw
washroom
3.
break?
We'll do Saw 3.
If you guys want to ask like me and Tucker questions individually throughout the whenever we exchange or whenever I go through the washroom, you can ask me questions or you can ask Tucker questions.
You're all over the place.
whenever Tucker goes to the washroom, you can ask me questions. Whenever I go to the washroom, you can ask Tucker questions. We'll do that.
Sure.
So, anyways, we're gonna move on to Jeff's final test, which is Jeff either had to choose to forgive John Kramer and would save his wife and daughter, or get revenge on John, thereby killing his wife and locking Jeff in the room.
Yeah.
So I feel like you can So it really depends on your point of justice. So for example, I feel like I could forgive John Kramer because regardless, he's just going to go to a court system and fucking die. Especially a guy with. So the thing is, a guy with terminal cancer. What would be like if I was sadistic? What would be worse, to kill him there and then, or to let him like live probably for like another like 5 days, month?
Yeah.
Like realistically, if I was that sadistic and I thought about it, like it would be worse. Like honestly, you don't have to kill Jigsaw.
No, there's no reason to.
There's no reason to.
He's
like,
already in so much pain, suffering.
and especially when you hear your wife shouting, "No, don't do it,"
Yeah.
which is how this also relates back to for the people that don't know, the shotgun caller, Lynn Denlin was Jeff's wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning that for sure. And yeah, so like if he kills Jigsaw, his wife's screwed, he's screwed. They're both gonna die.
Yeah, he obviously doesn't know that, but like.
Well, yeah, I know. We know that in hindsight, so it gives us a little bit of a bias, maybe. But Jigsaw does say that you need to. He's trying to make him forgive and not necessarily forget, but like he's definitely trying to make him be like forgiven. So it's pretty damn easy to do that. Like, okay, I guess it's not.
It's easy to like
it's
say
not,
I'm not going to kill you.
Yes, it's easy to not kill him. It's not easy to actually forgive him, but it's easy to pretend like you are.
Yeah, and then just like let the cops take him in a little bit later.
And I feel like
the other thing is. I guess we'll move on to that in a second. Never mind. That's a different thing. Okay.
So what do you think for Jeff's final test?
Walk in the park.
Yeah, I gotta agree. It's pretty simple. It's kind of what I expected. A lot of Jeff's tests or the traps that he was having to save someone, it's kind of a walk in the park.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he didn't do a lot better than he did. And well, I guess if you've seen our Saw 3 episode on our channel, spoiler alert for that video, I guess Jeff
there was 4 Darwin Awards and Jeff got a nominee for each time.
Yeah,
for all nominations.
He was the nomination for 4 times.
Yeah.
Back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
So it's easy to say that Jeff won the Darwin Award that episode.
Yeah.
And Everything Horror agrees. That's why Jeff is the worst.
Jeff is the worst.
Jeff is more than the worst. I hate Jeff. Anyways, let's talk about the last trap of Saw 3.
Which is Amanda's test.
Yep.
The victim was Amanda Young. Who would have guessed?
I wouldn't. Wait, we gotta say walk in the park is 1 for Jeff.
Oh, good call.
We still got a drink for Jeff, even though he's an idiot. Anyways, Amanda's test.
Amanda Young. She had to oversee Lynn's game until Jeff completed his trial. She merely had to let Lynn live and remove her collar once ordered by John. So this one has a lot of layers to it.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I think this wouldn't be so easy is because of, what's his name? Hoffman.
Mm-hmm.
So for people that don't know, we're going to spoil the whole Saw series here up until like from movies 3 to like 6. Who cares? But basically, Amanda was said, like, if you don't kill this person here, you are going to have to, or I'm going to tell Jigsaw that you murdered his child, like his unborn child, essentially. We won't get too far into spoilers, but that's pretty much how it was. Oh, I keep burping. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I feel like that element alone is very, very hard to escape.
It's also it's
like
kind
it's
of,
basically she's being blackmailed to do this.
But there's also another way to look at it, that it's kind of in somebody else's hands, being Jeff, because Jeff is the one who kills Amanda. Mm-hmm. And like, if you're walking into a room where your wife is, she's got a shotgun collar around her neck.
Well, like somebody shoots her, and like, how is that person going to react?
Well, yeah. So if you're walking into that room and you see Amanda standing there with your wife sitting on the floor with a shotgun collar, wounded, you don't know for sure, but like, you might end up shooting the girl that you think shot your wife or whatever. Okay. So there's a way to argue that it could be in somebody else's hands.
Yeah. So I'll argue somebody else's hands because it was literally in Hoffman's hands and when it was literally in Jeff's hands. I want to do that under one condition.
Yeah.
When we drink, we combine our dice roll.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because it's literally under two people's hands, and we're taking Brady Allen's suggestion from earlier.
All right, Brady, you got us this time. We'll combine our dice rolls. 5.
1.
Okay,
good.
Well,
good job.
We got 6.
I carried the weight there, though.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Well, so, you need to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, I'll escape first. I'm just gonna go.
I actually don't need to go, so.
Okay. I'll be right back.
I'll keep these people entertained, maybe.
Ask Tucker some questions here.
Ask me some questions, and yeah, let me know what you think so far. Snoop Black, 6 isn't bad. No, we got real lucky with that. Not gonna lie. Rolling a 6, like, you could have rolled a 6 individually. So, excuse me. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Do you guys want to listen to Alex P? I could take the microphone over to the bathroom and you could listen to him. Does that interest any of you? It wouldn't interest me, but I don't know. I would do it for the fans, you know.
Or you could take the camera.
Or yeah, I could take the camera. I don't know if you heard Alex yelling from the bathroom. He said we could take the camera into the bathroom. I don't think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, no, nobody wants to see that, and yeah, we're not monetized already, but we're definitely not. That's not going to be on YouTube's favor. Snoop Black says, Tucker, what was the funniest joke you made while on a bus in Mexico going to an excursion? So we went to Mexico with a group of friends, and Snoop Black is one of the people that were there, and we were on a bus going to an excursion, whatever. And some guy zipped past us on I think it was a motorcycle. He was just going super fast and whatever. And I was like, holy, Speedy Gonzalez over there. And I didn't even think about it, like how we were in Mexico and everything. And then, it's just a common phrase that people say because of Speedy Gonzalez. But then Luke just bursts into laughter. And I'm like confused for a second. He's like, that is the funniest joke I've ever heard. And it's like the highlight of his trip because he always brings it up about the Mexico trip because of that. But I didn't even think about it when I was talking about it.
Okay.
And then Everything Horror says, no thanks. Yeah, no. I didn't think anybody actually wanted to go and listen to him pee. I don't blame you.
Yeah, there's not much to see.
Anyways, he's back. That was a quick one.
Okay.
Oh, this one is going a lot better in terms of drinking than the last one.
Like, I feel maybe a little bit less intoxicated, but I feel so much less bloated.
Yeah.
I'm fine with doing a lot more shots, but like finishing a drink is different.
Yeah, intoxication wise, I'm a little bit less for sure, but
I'm doing fine.
Bloated, I'm not bloated yet, so that is definitely a good sign so far. We're a little over halfway done, I guess. So, you guys ready to move on to Saw 4 traps?
Saw 4 traps.
After that little bit of intermission, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Excuse me. Saw 4, starting with the first trap, the mausoleum.
The mausoleum trap. This has a lot of names. It could be called Speak No Evil, See No Evil,
Mhm.
whatever you want to call it. Either way, I'll explain it really quick here. There was 2 victims, one named Trevor and one named Art Blank. Trevor died, Art Blank survived. Large metal contraptions that contain a winch connected to a long metal chain was shackled around the victims' necks. If the chains were pulled on, a pin would activate in the winch, pulling both victims into the winch. One of the victims' eyes was sewn shut, which is Trevor's.
Trevor's eyes were
sewn shut. The other's mouth was sewn shut, which was Art's, resulting in them being unable to communicate. The key to their escape was on the back of the blinded victim's shackles.
Yeah, so it was on Trevor's shackle that was around his neck, and that's where the key was. And I feel like, I don't know. I feel like if you are in Trevor's shoes, there's 2 ways to look at this, of course. There's Trevor and Art Blank.
This is hard because
if you're in Trevor's shoes, if you have a shackle around your neck, the first thing you're going to do is feel around on that shackle to try and pull it off or something, and you're going to come across a key that's on it, right?
Not necessarily.
If it's on the back,
it's on the back because you feel around here and like
I don't know.
Maybe
if you're
just
in
like
that
feel
situation with your eyes shut,
and like especially like for him to just spot out the key on his back, like I feels like hard to do.
Does it say there's a time? It doesn't say how much
No,
time.
because it's like whenever they like fight over the chain, really.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The winch is pulling them in. So, but still, before you're getting pulled in by that winch, if you're in Trevor's shoes, I think you're gonna find the key on the collar, like the shackle collar in some way, on your neck. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty damn simple. You're gonna.
This is such a hard trap because for example, if you're in Trevor's shoes, like if it turns out to be a fight to the death, you're gonna get fucked up if you're Trevor.
More than likely, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like you're basically dead unless like somebody who can't communicate with you. Like if it's a fight to the death, you're screwed if you're blind.
Obviously, Art Blank has the advantage being able to see. Yeah. He knows the situation they're in.
But like, who would be smart enough in like a situation where your eyes are sewn shut? It was like, okay, like tap once if you're here to help me, tap twice if you want to kill me.
It's a pretty easy thing to get across.
But like, who would think of that and like that in the heat of the moment? Pretty much.
He doesn't know that his mouth is closed, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that, obviously.
So like, it would be just such a hard situation to be in.
Yeah, but for Trevor's case, you have a key on the back of your neck. You're gonna find it.
Okay, so do you want to do something here? Do you want to do a roll 1 to 3 where Trevor and 4 to 6 where Blank?
To see which perspective we're looking at?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll roll it. 1 to 3 is going to be, we're putting our shoes in Trevor's case, and what is it? 4 to 6, we're going to be in Art Blank's.
Yeah.
3. So we're in Trevor's case. We're in Trevor's shoes.
I think
I can't say we're screwed.
I'll take you up and I'll take you 1 notch lower. I'll say hard to escape, extreme pain.
Extreme pain because your eyes are sewn shut and you're likely going to have to tear those out eventually.
It's either that or we're going to fucking die.
Yeah. I'm going to say hard escape, extreme pain.
Like, there's just so many perspectives to look at. Like, we have to look at both. Like, we should have thought of that, I guess. And, like, multiple... And, like, some of those traps we're looking at multiple perspectives.
Yeah.
But, yeah. In this situation, like, I'd say hard to escape extreme pain. Other one, I'd probably say, like...
I would say...
easy escape minor injuries if we were to go the other way.
Extreme pain still, because you got to rip those stitches out of your mouth eventually.
I mean, you could just cut them.
Still. I don't know. Still extreme pain. You're having it
regardless, yeah.
Regardless, it's 7 sips, so...
Okay.
Got a couple. Everything Horror says you guys screwed yourselves last time. You're right, we did. We went way too hard and had way too much to drink for our very first live stream. But it was still fun.
Finishing your drink was bad, man.
Oh yeah, it was rough. This one's going a lot more smoothly and it's a good pace, I think. Mm-hmm. And then we got Canadian Crypt here saying, "Hey guys, super late to the stream, but hope you're well." Yeah, we're doing great.
We're doing great. We have an episode with your name written all over it coming up soon. I'm excited.
In a few weeks. the one you recommended last stream, which was Fade to Black, we're going to be releasing that in a few weeks for you.
I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen the main concepts. I've made the rules and everything. I'm very excited to see it, actually.
Yeah.
I don't say that for a lot of 80s horror movies. There was a poll, I think, on CC's World Video where it was just like, oh, what kind of horror movies do you guys like?
Yeah.
And he's like, he made a poll like 80s, 90s, 2000s, like all this. And I'm surprised how very few people voted for 2010, because if you think of it, like 80s horror movies are very the same things, like kind of slasher genre, but like 2010s, like if you really think of it, the reason why we think 2010 is so bad is because we think of all the things we've kind of seen recently and how bad it is.
Well, it's
so for
because
example,
we're living
like,
that time.
we're living in that timeline. So
We're-
for example, in like 50 years, we're going to say we could say 2010s is the best horror timeline, or like the best like century for horror.
sure. And you would say that about any
And, like,
generation. If you grew up in the 80s, there was a lot of great horror movies. Can't deny that. Can't deny there's
Not
a lot.
at all, yeah.
And obviously there's a ton of schlock in there as well.
Mhm.
And in that generation, maybe they would say that the 60s are better than the 80s
Mhm.
because of that bias. And
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but personally I did vote for 80s.
Mhm.
And that's just cuz
I voted for 2010s.
yeah, no, that's fair. But for me, the 80s was kind of where horror started to get its grounds.
It's
and
where-
cemented as a genre,
That's
because
that's
there's so many classics that came out of the 80s.
fair. Yeah.
And for me, that's just the reason why I voted for it.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of great horror in every decade.
Yeah. Well, like I just think of all the new like directors we've gotten, like Mike Flanagan, James Wan, Ari Aster. Like we've gotten some titans over this these couple of decades.
I think
like,
you could say that about most
Edgar
decades,
Wright. Who's the other one I'm thinking of? The guy that directed Lighthouse. If somebody can name him.
Robert Eggers.
Robert Eggers. Yeah. We've gotten some great directors as of recent, and I really look forward to what they present in the future. Anyways, let's move on here.
Yeah.
To Riggs trial.
No. Yes. Riggs trial. Yeah. Sorry.
So Detective Rigg died.
Yep.
Spoiler. Oh no. If you guys don't want to see spoilers, maybe this video isn't for you. But please watch.
Going into this video, you should know we're going to be spoiling stuff when you're talking about the traps.
Yeah, I guess. Anyways, so Rigg's trial. A trial which Rigg had 90 minutes to try and overcome his obsession with trying to save somebody around him. Wow. Through a series of 4 tests. In order to complete his trial, he was actually supposed to leave everyone on their own and allow them to save themselves rather than everyone trying to help them. The 4 tests he had to face were as follows. So the first one is the scalping test.
Scalping seat, yes.
Scalping seat. The victim was Brenda, who died.
She did die.
She was chained to a chair that consisted of a gear system intertwined with her hair, which would slowly pull on her hair, causing her to slowly be scalped. In order for her to escape her test, Rigg had to unlock her, and then she would have needed to kill him, allowing her to walk free from her past crimes.
Yeah, so this is another one we got to think about what the perspective we want to look at it as. Honestly, like, if you're looking at it in Brenda's perspective, it's in someone else's hands.
Yeah.
If you're looking at it in Rigg's perspective, it's a different story. So what should we do?
Both stories, honestly, I'm going to say it's either escape with minor injuries or walk in the park.
For both?
For both.
Well, no. If you're in Brenda's shoes, it's in somebody else's hands because you got to have Riggs get you free first.
So, for example, if I was in Brenda's hands and, like, for example, if I was a prostitute, I would just, like, let him keep going, just be thankful to be saved. And, like, I would have some hair rips
but you still have to be saved from Rigg. So
assuming it was me saving me, that's what we'll do for a lot of these, where it's, like, somebody else saving somebody else, right?
So you're going to assume that... What?
So, sorry, this is going to be confusing. I'm going to assume that it's me saving me. So, for example, if I was...
So it's in somebody else's hands.
If I was a cop who wanted to try to save somebody else, but I was also the person in the chair who was like a prostitute, for example. I guess I'm a prostitute. Anyways, I would do one of... So, for example, I would walk away and be just thankful to be saved.
I don't think it's a walk in the park. I'm not going to give you that.
Okay. What are you going to give me?
At absolute least, it's minor injuries. At the very, very least.
At the very least, I'll say that.
But
if I was Rick's perspective, I'd say walk in the park. If I was the other person, if I was the other person, I'd say easy escape, minor injuries, because you just ignore it and then he just moves on to his next task.
Yeah. We can't. That's just lame. Let's not look at it in Rick's point of view.
Yeah. Okay.
Because otherwise, it's like,
we'll
we
assume
can
we're
just
saved.
move on.
Yeah.
Let's look at it in Brenda's point of view, I guess.
Okay.
She.
Because you don't have to kill the person.
No. But
Jigsaw basically says, like, if you don't kill the person, you might go to jail. And she
has to be helped from Rig first, and then she has to kill him to survive.
Mm-hmm.
So it begins with her in somebody else's hands.
Yeah.
Her freedom, and then she has to kill Rig to actually be completely free.
Okay.
So like,
she
has
to kill Rig though.
I think she does.
She doesn't have to, though.
Well, does it not say?
No.
And then she needed to kill him, allowing her to walk free from her past crimes. Otherwise,
she didn't need to. Like,
no. Otherwise, she would have went to jail. Because he's a cop.
Not necessarily.
Yes, that was the point of this trap, though. Because she was a prostitute, she was breaking the law in this world. And Rig, the reason why he was even involved with her in the first place is because he was a cop. So if she was going to be freed, he would have arrested her, and she would have went to prison for, I don't know, it doesn't really specify how long.
Regardless, you're going free. You don't have to get killed.
She would still be free, but in prison, I guess you can't really say free in prison, though. But either way, she'd be alive in prison. Mm-hmm. So you got a point there. She would still be alive without killing him. But her freedom is still dependent on Rig letting her free.
Yeah.
So do you want to say it's in somebody else's hands? Roll the dice?
I'll say we're going to roll the dice. You're taking the higher roll, though.
What do you mean?
Because I don't want to say... Like, I'd say it's easy escape, minor injuries.
So if you roll higher than me, I'll take yours, you take mine?
Yeah.
All right, fine. I'll agree to that. This is the favor that I'm giving you, this though, that you asked for earlier. Yeah. This is my favor, and we're even.
I feel like I'm going to roll lower than you, to be honest, though.
We're going to roll the exact same number. All right, let's go. 3.
4.
All right, you take 3, I take 4.
Yeah, that was 3. Never mind. I can't see.
Alrighty. Just finish that off for me.
Okay. I love the bargaining.
Yeah, that's a comment from Snoop Blacks. I love the bargaining. Hey, we got to come to agreement somehow, you know?
So,
there's 2 of us. We got 2 different opinions. We got to reach a middle ground.
For people that don't know Tucker and myself, we argue a lot. And, like, it's not, like, really, like, meaningful argument. Like, we don't get, like, super, super heated and, like, upset. But, like, we get, like...
We just argue for fun.
Yeah, pretty much.
And and me and Snoop Blacks, too, for sure, argue a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, just yesterday, we were hanging out, and within 5 minutes of getting into the car with him, we were having our first debate, so... Yeah.
Okay, Snoop Blacks, you can start off that conversation in the chat if you really want to.
I mean, I'm not going to bring up the those comments, but talking about the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz.
Okay, let's move on to the next one.
The bedroom trap.
The bedroom trap. The victim was Ian Landis, who died. The victim was strapped to a bed and given 2 triggers that caused 2 sights to gouge out his eyes, but would also walk through. Each limb was shackled to a large metal column. If the victim failed to pull both triggers within 60 seconds, the metal columns would fall back, causing each limb to be ripped off his body. I feel like this is super, super easy to say. I'd say it would be extreme pain, easy to escape.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that for sure. Because, like, obviously your eyes are gonna get pierced when you press those buttons.
But, like, it's so easy to press a button. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
You don't have to do it yourself or anything like that. You just have to press a button and it would happen for you.
Yeah.
And, like, the ultimatum is getting all of your limbs ripped off. So, I feel like easy peasy, easy to escape, extreme pain.
Yep. which is 5 sips. Oh, excuse me. Now we're going to go on to the next part about Rick's trial, which it's, again, you got to consider which perspective you're thinking it as, right? It's the spike trap. So you got Morgan, who's is it Morgan the wife?
Morgan is the wife, and Rex is the husband.
Yes, you got to consider your perspective for this one, too. What does this trap entail?
This trap entails 2 victims chained back to back with 8 long, thin metal spikes impaled through both of them. Morgan would sustain minor flesh wounds if pulled out, while Rex, her husband, would bleed to death. In order for at least Morgan to survive, she would need to pull out the spikes. So Tucker and I debated this a little bit before the live stream, and we had a little bit of a conversation about this.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you were on Rex's side, you could easily say, hey, how about I pull out the spikes so you can escape? But the spikes would still be in my body.
Yeah.
But, for example, Morgan could say...
Well,
I guess Morgan could just act selfishly and just pull out her spike... sorry.
Let me help you out
here.
Yeah,
go for it.
Morgan could just act selfishly, which I don't think she gets along greatly with her husband because they got their own problems.
I think there might have been an abusive relationship.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Anyways, she could have just been like, oh, this is my time to get revenge and pull the spikes out. She would survive.
Yeah.
He would die. She does know that because Rig, he helps her out in that situation because there's I think it's a projector where he's showing the main arteries or whatever that are pierced through
this
Rex's
angle
body.
Shows it really well.
Yeah. So Rex is he's still passed out. And
kind of.
Yeah, he's not fully
Maybe
alert.
He's into it.
Morgan she's kind of the main focal point, kind of. She's the one who's trying to survive in this case. Rex is just kind of in for whatever happens. So I think we should look in Morgan's perspective.
Okay. Yeah.
So in that case, it's kind of an easy escape.
It's
with
easy
extreme
escape
pain.
for sure.
With extreme pain.
I'd say extreme pain, yeah.
Yeah, you got
pulling out 8 metal
spikes
spikes
from your body.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a lot of pain without a doubt.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's the fair way to put it. So 5 sips.
Okay. Let's move on to the ice block trap.
Ice block trap featuring Eric Matthews and Detective Hoffman, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. So, Eric Matthews died in this trap. This trap consisted of a seesaw-like contraption. Eric Matthews was to stand on a block of ice while being suspended by the neck on one side. Detective Hoffman was strapped into an electric chair on the other side. As the block of ice melted from the heaters, the water would slowly rise, eventually result in Hoffman being shocked. The only way for them to be freed is if a rig took longer than 90 minutes through the previous tests. If he got to them quicker, the door would be cause the 2 ice blocks to fall down and crush Matthew's head.
Yeah. So in other hands, in somebody else's hands.
100%. Yeah.
There's no debate about this. I got
4.
2. Yeah, it's definitely in the hands of Rig.
Tucker.
And knowing Rig, he's going to open the door, which he does in the movie. It's just a matter of time, whether he comes to save you or not. And I guess it's technically not saving you if he's there in time. Because after 90 minutes, you're basically free, right?
Yeah. Had to burst through the door, didn't he?
Yeah. And I noticed earlier, Hector, that you said he just likes bursting through doors or something along those lines. And you're right. He just had to burst through the door because that's what caused Eric Matthews' death, at least. And also Art Blank's, right?
Yeah. Detective Rig was just like, I chime in with the haven't you
we're not
people
done.
ever heard of closing the goddamn...
We're not on Saw 5 yet.
What?
We're not. That was only Rig's trial. We still got more to go on to.
I don't know the other 3 more.
We have 2 more. The knife chair.
Knife chair, okay. Yeah, it was just weird how we did all of Rig's trial, even though I thought it was at the end of the movie. That's why.
Yeah, no, it is.
Anyways,
I get why you flipped.
yeah. Okay. Anyways, we're still on Saw 4, I guess. So, anyways, the knife chair involved the victim, who was Cecil Adams, who died. A trap where the victim was shackled to a chair. In order to free the shackles, needed to push their face into 8 knives that fastened in.
But yeah, so
I'm just making sure we're still connected here.
yeah, I know we got a notification saying something disconnected, but if
Hopefully we're still good.
let us know if we're still good. Let us know in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, 5 sips.
5 sips. Can you guys still hear us? Wait for a second for chat to catch up here.
Well,
Let us know that you guys can still hear us and we're all good. We just got a notification which is mildly concerning.
Well, I think it said it reconnected, but I'm just gonna confirm myself and look and make sure we're still good. You know. Yeah. No, we should be good.
We're good. Hector says we're good.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you, Hector. And yeah, let's carry on. Sorry for that little hiccup. First time we got a notification like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, final trap in Saw 4, is it? Saw 4.
Saw 4, yeah.
Final trap in Saw 4, which is the spine
cutters. A device attached to the... So, this was Art Blank who died. This was a device that was attached to his back that had two pliers aimed at the base of his neck. If orders were not followed, the device would cut his spine, resulting in his death. His escape was directly connected to whether Eric Matthews or Hoffman escaped.
Yeah. So it's... Yeah, exactly. You're way ahead of me. It's in somebody else's hands.
100% in somebody else's hands. We can't control that shit.
Again, it's on Rig, whether he comes or not.
Yeah.
And so, we're going to roll the dice.
You're going to get a 2 and I'm going to get a 3.
We're both going to get the same number this time.
No. You're going to
First
get
time.
a 2, I'm going to get a 3.
2.
I got a 3. I did it!
That was... The fact you called that is pretty impressive. I mean, it's based on luck, right? Like this rule.
I mean, people can't... you can't make that up.
That was... Yeah, I'm impressed. I mean, it's all based on luck, obviously. But the fact that you called 2 dice rolls...
It's a 1 in 36. I'm impressed. That's a 1 in 3, pretty much. Or a 3%.
Yep. There you go with Snoop Black's statistics again. Anyways.
I just know numbers.
We just finished Saw 4, so now we'll get on to Saw 5 now.
Saw 5.
Saw 5, I think this is going to be... We're going to have to look at this in a certain perspective, for sure. Not this first one, but once we get to the Fatal 5.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, first trap of the movie, obviously the pendulum trap. Oh, going to Snoop Black's here. Yes, 1 in 36. We've played too much Catan.
Catan is a fun board game that we've all been playing quite a bit.
Yeah, especially recently.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. Pendulum trap.
Pendulum trap. The victim was Seth Baxter, who died. Chained to the metal table while a blade swung back and forth above the torso of the victim. After 60 seconds, the blade would completely cut the victim in half. In order to escape, he needed to insert his hands into the vices and activate, thereby crushing his hands.
Yeah. So we have to...
Mm-hmm.
For this one, based on the movies, the way the plot goes... Hoffman designed this trap to not be escapable. Like, he wasn't able to actually escape it. Because the mechanism was actually not... It wasn't truly he wasn't able to escape. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
For this, I think we should assume that it's actually escapable by design.
Oh, yeah.
So if he pushes his hands down into those vices,
he's able to
he's going to stop the blade from swinging.
Like the thing would unhook from his neck and be able to escape. So anyways, in saying that, I feel like this is extreme pain, easy escape.
Extreme pain, assuming that you get hit by the blade. But also, I guess your hands are getting crushed too.
Well, like, yeah, no matter what, it's extreme pain, easy escape.
Yeah.
Easy, yeah.
Yeah, I'll give that. I'll say that.
Because, like, do you want to die or do you want to crush both your hands?
Yeah, well, I'd rather survive and not have my hands usable. But, yeah, easy escape, 5 sips, and then we'll look at that. Excuse me. Got a comment here from Spook Central Station. I love the Saw films. They are my favorite. I have a life-size Billy, and I am jealous of that. I would love to have a life-size Billy doll. It would be so awesome.
The Saw films are, I feel like, the only franchise I have ever, like, repeatedly watched. Like,
Through and through.
Through and through. Like, multiple times, which is very surprising. I think maybe rewatched the Friday the 13th series maybe once.
So you've seen it twice, kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, I've rewatched, like, all the Saw films, like, at least 3 times.
I think the Saw franchise falls into our generation a lot nicer than Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
So that could be a bias. But I'm in the same boat.
It's 100% a bias, I think.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. I've seen Friday the 13th. Well, actually, Friday the 13th franchise I've only seen once all the way through.
Yeah.
And I would say probably 75% of the movies I've seen at least twice.
Yeah.
First one, many times. I don't even know how many times.
Oh, yeah. First one I've seen at least, like, 4. At least 4.
Yeah, so as a whole franchise, though, I've only seen once all the way through, and at least twice from 75%, like I said. But for Saw, I've seen the whole franchise
multiple times.
And through, probably 3 times.
Multiple times.
At least you're more than me for sure.
For sure, I've seen. I'd say 4 times.
Yeah,
at least 4 times
through and through.
Yeah,
and that's not even counting just the times you watch one. Like
it's not even like I feel like all the Saw movies are good, but they're just also rewatchable.
They're very rewatchable and fun to watch, but. I drank my 5 for that, yeah.
You did, yeah?
So, let's move on then.
Yeah. What do we got next?
Next we have
water
cube. So, go ahead, first of all. Explain what it is.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
No, I'm going to take a drink instead.
He got me good. Okay. Water cube, victim Agent Strom who survived. A cube-shaped glass box surrounding the victim's head. The water would slowly fill the water, causing the victim to drown. This was designed to be inescapable without assistance, but Strom performed a tracheotomy on himself to allow himself to breathe. So I feel like just the way that it was designed.
It's designed to be you're screwed.
It's designed to be you're screwed.
And I don't know... Like, for me, we mentioned it before, we're not surgeons with Lynn Denlin's trap. We're not surgeons. And for me personally...
The only reason I would know how to do a tracheotomy is because of this trap.
Well, yeah, exactly. Exactly. I would have never, ever thought of that, I don't think. Take a pen out of my pocket and stab myself in the throat. I'm going to say we're screwed.
Yeah?
Because we're not that smart.
Like, his arms do not reach through that. Okay, so the only way... Okay... Make that image full again, quick. The only way that we think that we are not screwed is we take that pen and we stab a hole through, like, the pipe.
One of the hoses.
But at that point, I think we're just fucked.
He can't reach that far.
Yeah, no, at that point, we're fucked. Yeah, no, we're screwed. We're screwed.
I think we're screwed.
He's just smarter than us.
He is smart. He's
The fact that he survived that trap is unbelievable.
Oh, it's good. Kudos to him, I guess. So we got a shot coming on our ways. Everything Horror has a question for us, which we'll get to after the shot. But he says, will we get another great horror franchise for this decade? for 2020s. Think about that while you take this shot. They're getting rougher. I'm gonna be honest. No. I can taste more of the alcohol these few times.
I'm still doing good.
I'm still good, but
put everything horrors.
Will we get another great horror franchise this decade?
Honestly, odds are yes. Because in 2010s, what have we gotten? We've gotten Conjuring. We've gotten Insidious, all of which have been James Wan movies.
Yeah.
And James Wan is still kicking. James Wan is still
Paranormal
breathing.
Activities franchise.
Paranormal Activity was 2007, 2009, technically.
Yes, but basically 2010s for most of the franchise.
No,
Paranormal Activity 2 was 2010.
100%. We're getting something.
We gotta, but so what do you think is going to be a franchise?
I don't know. It's not created yet, Tucker.
Well, no, I know, but that's like based on something. Like, do you think Malignant's going to get a franchise based upon it? I don't think it had enough.
Malignant's not going to get a franchise based upon it. No, I feel like there's going to be something that comes up for sure.
Yeah. So we're into 2022. It's 2 years into the decade already. Nothing has.
There's going to be something.
Do you think? Let's think about this though.
Okay.
Escape Room. Do you think that's going to be a franchise?
Well, it'd be technically a 2018 or whenever its release was. I mean, it could be, but Escape Room is
meshes.
Like, I could see. Like, the thing is, I could see like how Escape Room would get like a franchise revolved around it, though. Couldn't you? Like, how many escape rooms have you been to?
You talking about actual escape rooms?
Yeah, actual escape rooms.
I don't know, like maybe 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously, if you base it off real escape rooms, there's so many. There's
so many
ideas,
possibilities.
But the storyline provided.
But like, it's so like you don't need to have the second one. Hardly had a storyline.
Yes,
the second one was so bad. You don't have to have storylines. It's like Saw. All you need is traps.
Yes.
All you need is traps.
Here's the thing: they focus too much on the storyline for Escape Room to be like a Saw franchise.
The first one was so like
the first one was
that's
good.
The thing.
Second one just awful. Aside from the escape rooms, so if they put more focus on what the escape rooms are rather than providing a storyline, then sure they could do Escape Room like they do Saw traps. Saw traps are kind of an escape room in and of themselves, but Escape Room as a plot doesn't deserve a franchise.
The thing is, I have a great deal. I have a great faith in our up-and-coming directors, honestly.
I have a lot of faith in a lot of directors too, but everything horror here, Alex's face when you said Escape Room. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see his face, but
I didn't see my face either.
Well,
I wasn't looking at our screen.
I could picture it for sure.
But either way, I feel like there could be definitely something that could give us a franchise.
To be honest, I think the main focus for directors nowadays is
Robert Eggers.
No. More focus on the directors nowadays is the TV series type of format.
Like Mike Flanagan.
Mike Flanagan easily, for sure.
Well, like here's the thing. Like Mike Flanagan obviously like made a franchise with like Hill House.
Yeah.
It's not too far-fetched to say that he can make another franchise.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course.
Like
it's not far-fetched to say. Like, it's just for sake of for sake of Hector's comment, I was just wondering what you think could be made into a franchise. Excuse me. What could be made into a franchise?
Midnight Mass.
Are you talking about seasonal like TV series?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair.
But like for example, if you really want to say like
if you're talking movies,
what was the full comment?
Will we get another great horror franchise this decade?
So, like, for example, a great
broad view, yes.
So, like, a great horror franchise this decade was Stranger Things. Stranger Things did fucking phenomenal on Netflix.
Wasn't that last decade?
Yeah, it was last decade. So
not this decade.
But, like, it was, made in 2013? So,
yeah,
realistically, we have another year. So,
yes.
And it's, like, same with, Conjuring. Conjuring was made in 2013.
Yeah.
We have lots of time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no.
Easily, yeah.
I'm not saying we won't get a big franchise.
100%. We're going to get another new franchise. We just don't know what it is yet.
Yes. I think that's the great way to sum it up. Yes,
okay.
We're going to, but we don't know what it is.
Yeah. We spent way too much time on this topic.
No, that's kind of what I wanted.
Though.
That's what I wanted. Anyways.
Let's move on.
we're moving on to the Fatal Fives test, trial, whatever you call it.
Fatal 5 trial. The victims were Ashley Kazan, who died, Charles Salmon, who died, Luba Gibbs, who died, Malik Scott, who survived, and Britt Stevenson, who survived. So, Fatal Five's trial was a trial which 5 victims needed to work together to progress forward and all walk away with minor injuries. There was 4 tests in this trial, and they weren't completed within the given times. A nail bomb would explode, killing all left in the room. 4 traps were as follows. First of all was the necktie trap.
Yep.
All 5 victims were restrained by a collar to a cable, which would pull them into a V-shaped razor blade.
Basically decapitating them.
Yep, slicing their neck and resulting in their death. In order to survive, the victims had 60 seconds to remove their collars with a key located in a box across the room. Any one key would work to unlock all 5 collars. So Tucker and I debated this a little bit before, which we weren't supposed to do, but we basically caved to try to come up with the rules for this drinking games live stream. But either way, we found out a few things in saying this. I feel like Tucker and I are both going to agree that this is a walk in the park, considering one thing. Because, if say it was 5 Alexes that were in this trap, or 5 Tuckers that were in this trap, if I were to get my necktie collar undone, I would see that my necktie collar... after my necktie collar was undone, I could grab everybody else's.
Yeah.
Easily.
For me, you got to keep in mind, you have 1 minute to do this.
Yep.
So 1 minute, I feel like at the very first instance of this, once you start the trap, once that 1 minute starts, everybody's going to pull forward at the same time. They're going to be selfish.
Yeah.
But as soon as they do that, they realize that only one person can go forward because it kind of snaps everybody back, because you can only go so far because it's all connected to one, basically. Mm-hmm. So you do kind of figure out that it's connected in some way, and you would then need to be reasonable. And for me personally, and I think for you too, you would be in a place that you could allow everybody to take their turn if it needed to come out to that. So you'd be like, so we just need to be calm. We need to say, okay, Alex, you're going first. Go and get your key, and then I will go next. After I'm done, then Stacy, you can go after me. You know what I mean? And I feel like everybody would do that. But like you said, after one person gets their key, they can just free themselves. They could free themselves and then go get the other person's keys and hand them all to everybody at once.
The thing the bald person, forgot what his fucking name was in the movie.
Charles, I think.
Charles Salmon, yeah.
Yeah.
Salomon, I don't know. Either way.
Charles.
Charles. He basically said, hey, this is connected to this. So, once 2 people struggle at once, then everybody else is gonna go, berserk pretty much. It basically has to be one person at a time.
Yeah. And it is revealed in the end of this movie that all 5 keys, any single one of those keys would have worked for all 5 shackles. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have known that as a participant. I would have assumed every key across from the person would be for that shackle. Yep. I wouldn't assume that one key works for all of them. But after one person's freed, that person goes and grabs every key, gives it to the people. I think it's an easy escape.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
It's an easy escape, but can you do that in a minute?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
One person gets free, he breaks all the other ones.
So your vote's walk in the park?
So honestly, one person died in this one, correct?
Yep.
One person died in this one. So realistically, I feel like everybody else could have escaped. If it was you and me in that situation,
I think walk in the park.
Walk in the park.
Walk
in the park.
Not gonna lie, I'm about to burst. I gotta piss. So entertain these folk.
Okay.
Here's the mouse if you want to bring up
I'll pee again in a bit. I have a tiny bladder. Ask me a question. Gentlemen, ladies in the chat. AMA.
I'll be quick, I'm just peeing.
Tucker said he'll be quick, he's just peeing.
Big deal.
Alrighty. So any questions for me or for Tucker or anyone else for a personal list? My favorite chess set. I've seen quite a few chess sets in my lifetime. So, fun fact, Snooplex and I actually play quite a bit of chess. He has a Simpsons chess set at his house, which I feel like is a little bit in a way home field advantage for him. I'm not saying that I am worse at chess than he is, but the last few times that we have played in chess, he's definitely gotten the better of me. Snooplex is very good in chess. So he's been, getting the best of me for the most part. He's a very good chess player, and I feel like there's not very many good chess players that I know, but whenever Snooplex and I play, it's always a battle. After that, I'm feeling great. Everything horror. I'm feeling very great. I'll click on the questions here.
You
My
should
favorite
move
chess.
over. I'm back now, everybody.
Tucker's back. My favorite chess set is obviously his Simpsons chess is home field advantage.
No.
I have another chess set at my house, which is a marble chess set that I got from a garage sale, but Luke swears that his dad also got from another place in Hawaii, which it could also be like home field advantage for him, but he's not saying. But either way, I feel like a lot of games that Snooplex and I play end in 60-40 his way. But he is a very good chess player, definitely.
I gotta say, my answer, it was directed at Alex. But my favorite chess set is the classic chess set where it's made out of wood, nice made wood, and they all look like, you know what you know.
And we're moving on to everything horrors question. How are you feeling, Alex? I'm feeling great.
I'm feeling way better now that I peed, if you care. Snooplex says, I've been keeping up with you and Tucker, and I'm feeling it.
Yeah?
If you can't tell, we're probably feeling it too.
If you guys been drinking, it's been good. I'm gonna go to the washroom too.
Oh, Alex has to pee too again? What the hell? Alright, sorry guys, we got interruptions. But, you know, that's what happens when you have 4 or 5 drinks and how many shots have we done? 6 shots? That's a lot more shots. Just to give you guys some context, last time we were doing 1 ounce shots and we only had 4. And now we're doing like 1.5 ounce shots and we've done 6. So we're taking a lot more this time for shots than last time. But like we said before, we're not finishing our drinks so often. So it's nice. Snooplex, again with these questions. He says, Tucker, what is your least favorite Offspring song? And my least favorite Offspring song is You're Gonna Go Far, Kid. And the reason for that is... What?
It's because it says Dance, Tucker, Dance.
No, it does not say Dance, Tucker, Dance. It says Dance, Fucker, Dance. Anyways, the reason why it's my least favorite is because it's so overplayed. Well, not so much anymore. But back in like the early 2000s or 2010s or whenever it came out, it was so overplayed. And I will say I love The Offspring. And I don't even hate that song. But in terms of Offspring's other songs, this one ranks at the bottom for me. That's another inside sort of knowledge if you knew me. And Snooplex is full of those. He could comment those for hours probably. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yes, we're having a lot more shots this drinking game, but we're not finishing our drinks so often, so that's super nice. This time we kind of replaced it with the dice roll, which is a lot less than taking a full finish your drink, especially in some cases where I had to finish 2 drinks back to back. That was awful.
So Dance, Tucker, Dance. What is your most favorite Offspring song?
What is my most favorite?
Yeah.
I've got to look at their discography. Nobody asked me this. Everyone always asks what's my least favorite because of Snooplax.
Because of Snooplax. Nobody asks you what's your least favorite. Just Snooplax asks what's your least favorite.
Yeah, nobody asks me what my favorite is, though.
I just did.
My favorite, like, I love Self-Esteem. Come Out and Play. Honestly, I would have to look at their tracks.
My favorite one is... What's it called? Spare Me the Details. I like that one.
Okay, yeah.
Spare me the details if you don't mind.
Everything Horror, Dance Tucker Dance, You Never Had a Chance. Yeah. Anyways, should we get back on track?
I'm fine with Offspring.
We're not going to talk about Offspring for another hour.
If you want to move on, sure.
Let's move on. What did we just talk about last? The necktie trap?
Necktie, I think. Yeah.
We talked about necktie, so we're on to
Ceiling jars.
Ceiling jars.
Ceiling jars. In this room, there were glass jars suspended in the ceiling that has keys in them and nail bombs located in each corner of the room. In order to protect themselves against the nail bombs explosion, there were chambers located in the rooms that were unlocked with keys. The victims would crawl themselves into the chambers for protection. So I'm pretty sure you and I are both going to align with this. This is an easy walk in the park.
Absolutely.
So everybody watching this movie would say you could easily walk into every one of these chambers.
Well, that's just it.
Honestly, you could unlock one of the chambers and each one of the people would say, all 5 of the people could walk into each chamber and be safe.
Like, they could all fit into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each person could walk into the chamber and be safe.
Exactly. And it's so simple to figure out. There's jars hanging up from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Whether you know there's a key... Whether you know there's a key in it right away or not, it maybe takes you some time to figure out. Mm-hmm. But as soon as you break... Sorry, I got full burps. Anyways, once you figure out that there's keys in those jars, it's so fucking easy to figure that out. And once you get the keys, you move on and you get into those chambers. You could, at the very least, fit at least 2 people into each chamber. At least. Very, very minimum.
Yeah.
Even probably 3. I think 4 is a stretch, but 3 for sure.
Well, they're so big. Honestly, you could fit probably 5 people in it and be fine.
Maybe. The person on the edge would get affected for sure.
Yeah.
Either way, this is a walk in the park.
Walk in the park.
1 drink for this one. And Everything Horror here has another suggestion about Offspring song saying Gone Away. That's also a very good song.
I'm going to have to catch up with you here a little bit.
Oh, I
feel like you just take bigger sips than I do.
In the beginning, you were taking bigger ones than me. Either way.
In the beginning.
We don't have too many traps left, honestly. So we're going on to...
The electric bathtub.
The electric bathtub. Why isn't it coming up for me?
It's literally not...
There we go. Had to click it 6 times. The electric bathtub.
A water-filled bathtub surrounded by 5 electric current coils, with each cord and a special attachment. In order to escape, each victim was to hold 1 cable and suffer a minor shock to progress forward. So this one I feel like is a little bit different because...
Yeah, there's a little...
It seems like you want to kill these people, but this is how I think of it.
Yeah.
If we got through the first 2 traps unscathed, all 5 people, we see that there's 5.
Yes. If you see that there's 5 cables... You would instantly put 2 and 2 together that each one of these cables is for 1 per person.
Yeah.
And I think we're in agreement that at least with the ceiling jars, everybody would survive.
Yeah.
In the necktie trap, do you think everybody would have survived then?
I think so too. So here's my argument for that. In the movie, 1 person died.
Yeah.
If it was, we'd say a combination between... 2 Tuckers, 2 Alexes, and 1 Tucker and Alex combined, we would survive, I'd feel. We'd figure out some way for the 5 of us to survive.
Yeah.
But
well, granted, we only have a minute or 90 seconds, whatever it was. Either way.
Either way, we'd be fine, I think.
So it's not a walk in the park, though.
No.
It's minor injuries, at least.
It's minor injuries, for
Easy
sure.
escape, minor injuries.
Easy escape, minor injuries,
Which actually, surprisingly, has been our lowest category so far.
I thought easy escape... Wait, okay, I'm going to just take a look at this quick. Yeah, easy escape, extreme pain was our lowest category for a while here.
Well, they were neck and neck for a bit, but then...
No, because Saw 1 had easy escape, minor injuries for the Saw 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, yeah, definitely easy escape, minor injuries.
3 sips.
3 sips.
Anyways, moving on to the final trap involving the Fatal 5. 10 pints of sacrifice.
Okay. 10 pints of sacrifice. A table with a large box containing circular saw blades. There were 5 holes on the side of the box for victims to put their arms into. In order to survive, the victims were supposed to slice their hands to fill the beaker with a combined total of 10 pints of blood. So, I feel like this is a little bit interesting because you could probably put clothing in and probably fill it up.
Or I don't think it's that easy to figure out.
Just piss in it.
You could piss in it, that would be something.
But either way, like, if we would
Let's assume we have to sacrifice the blood.
Yeah, if we assume we sacrifice blood, I'd say at the very, very most, it would be easy escape extreme pain, especially if our theory of 2 Tuckers, 2 Alex, and Tucker-Alex crossover survived.
Yeah. At this
I'd
point,
say extreme pain for at
well,
the
it's
very least.
extreme pain without a doubt. I'm not going to deny that.
Oh,
it's just whether
taking one razor to the arm, like that would hurt a lot.
Not only that, but even if there's 5 people alive, giving 2 pints of blood each,
that would hurt.
That's a lot of pain you got to go through.
That would hurt. I hope somebody has a full bladder at that point.
Yeah, I mean, everything horror makes a point here. The way their arms look after, yeah. But you got to keep in mind, there's only 2 of them in this, like in the movie. In our scenario, we think we could have survived with 5 people, at the very least 4 people.
Yeah.
In our world.
In our timeline, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, we're basing it off of that. Even if let's just say, for the sake of argument, there's only 4 of us, not 5. 1 person died along the way, whatever. So we each have to sacrifice, what is that? 2.5.
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
Yeah. That would still be...
It's still a lot. It's obviously extreme pain. It's...
Extreme pain easily.
Yeah, so it's whether... Like, I don't think we're screwed. We're not screwed.
No, it'd be 100% easy escape extreme pain.
Because, it's pretty straightforward what you need to do. Yeah.
Like, imagine being in a woodshop class and putting your, like, arm on a saw blade. That would be painful as hell.
Obviously.
But, like, we'd survive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to give it...
Yeah.
I'm going to say that for sure. 3 sips.
5.
Oh, sorry. 5 sips.
Okay. 2
We're getting into the final
traps
stretch here. Last 2 traps that we're going to talk about, at least in this part. We're going to be redoing this again next week, so keep that in mind. Anyways, we got the shotgun chair.
Shotgun chair victim was Detective Hoffman, who survived. A victim was strapped into a chair with a shotgun positioned in front of him and aimed at his head. The trigger had a thin cord attached to the victim's arms that would fire, and if the arms would move around too much in order to survive the trap, the victim needed to free his hands from the leather restraints without firing the shotgun. So, honestly, all you had to do was chalk the jigsaw and not do anything. The gun wasn't loaded anyways.
Yeah.
Walk in the park.
Yeah. Walk in the park. There's not a whole lot to say about it, honestly.
Not a lot to say.
It's pretty straightforward. Walk in the park's been the leading rank this time around. 1 sip.
Okay.
All right. You guys ready for the last trap? Are you ready? We're ready. If you're ready.
The glass coffin.
It is the glass coffin.
The glass coffin.
The glass coffin.
The glass
Coffin?
glass coffin. There we go.
Had to click it a few times again.
A room with thick metal walls that begin to move towards each other slowly, resulting in the victim being crushed. The only way to escape was to go into the glass coffin, which lowered it to the floor, leaving the other person to die.
Yeah. So, basically, I don't know. I'm going to say my thoughts.
Okay.
You may or may not agree. I think it's an interesting one to end on, honestly, because I think we're screwed, and let me explain why.
Okay.
So, if you see this glass coffin there, it's got glass laying in the bottom of it. It's like, if you get in there, you're going to die. If it's a coffin. It's a goddamn coffin. If I see a coffin, I'm not going into there willingly. And so you're like trying to avoid going in there. But at the same time, the point is you want to go into the coffin to survive. Yeah. Because otherwise the walls are going to close in on you and crush you.
I got it. Okay.
That's why I'm saying we're screwed. Because I would do everything in my power to avoid getting in that coffin.
I see exactly what you mean. And like,
it's obviously...
when you describe it, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Like, weirdly enough. Like, I didn't agree with you when saying it. But like, I'd say it's like left up to like luck or chance. But like... So, for example, like, the glass coffin, if you guys don't know, like, when you go into it, like, it's basically described, like, if you go into the glass coffin, like, you have to, like, kind of push the other person in there, which is exactly what happens. Strom pushes Detective Hoffman in the glass coffin, and Detective Strom dies because he is not in it.
Yeah.
It's like you push him in the glass coffin, and the walls close in. Like, you don't know the walls are going to close in, though.
It's a reverse psychology thing.
Yeah, it's a reverse...
You gotta go...
reverse psychology that works super well.
You gotta go against every instinct. Because nobody's gonna go into that coffin willingly.
The thing is, Jigsaw says, like, oh, you have to predict human behavior to survive trapped, blah, 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 blah.
And you really gotta read between the lines for that. For me, I don't think I'll be honest, I don't think I am going to survive this. And I'm going to take a shot for it, whether you agree or not.
No, I have to agree.
Okay.
The way that you described it, I have to agree. You convinced me on this one, Tucker.
It's a nice way to end it, taking a shot.
We took a shot on the last one, that's how we ended the last one. We're taking a shot on this one, that's how we're ending this one.
Yep. Everything Horror says Strom should have gave himself another tracheotomy.
That would have meant he survived.
Well,
I mean,
depending
if you give yourself another tracheotomy, then you just poke it in the same hole.
If he's going into the coffin, that wouldn't help anything. Ooh, that one. It's been a while since we had a shot.
How's it?
It feels...
Water cube.
Water cube was what? Saw 3? Saw 4?
Saw 5.
Saw 5?
Saw 5, baby.
We just spent a lot of time on Saw 5, I guess.
I had to pee in between.
True, me too. Anyways, that was the Saw traps from Saw 1
through 5.
5. We went through, let's make sure how many. 7, 12, 19, 22, 32, 38. We went through 38 traps. That was more than last time. We went...
Was it 37?
No, last time was 32 or 34 movies we talked about.
I thought it was 37.
Either way.
Yeah.
We could stick around for a bit if anybody has any questions. Everything or just... He's just laughing at us. But,
ask us questions about our lives. Get to know us a little bit.
Yeah, anything about us. We'll stick around for a few minutes. Obviously, if questions keep rolling in, we'll stick around longer, but otherwise we'll end it in the next little bit here.
We'll talk a little bit about our recent horror movie nights. We watched a movie recently called 5150 Elms Way.
5150 Elms Way, yeah.
And we talked about Snoop Blacks and I playing chess a lot. This movie was basically revolved around chess. And oh my goodness, it was a treat.
Okay.
It was a Canadian horror film that Snoop Blacks and I really liked.
Yes. And let me preface what I'm about to say with this. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was a fun watch for sure. It was interesting. I enjoyed seeing all the chess in it and everything. But especially, I'm going to call you out, Snoop Blacks. Especially Snoop Blacks has been raving about how good this movie is. And it's because he's such a big chess fan. And same with Alex, goes for him too. They're both very big into chess. So they really love the movie. For me, I think I liked the movie, but it was the way it ended I didn't like. That was the key. You guys thought the ending was fine because they left it open-ended and all of that. For me, I just thought it was fine.
Okay, so anyways, I'm very excited to say more about this. 5150 Elms Way was a fantastic movie.
Like Snoop Black says.
Like exactly what Snoop Black says. Anyways, I really want to see that movie again. Like honestly, I haven't talked about it with Tucker yet, but I want to make a drinking game for that movie. We made a drinking game for that movie like very like suddenly, so it wasn't great rules, but like oh my goodness, that movie was really good.
Hey.
And I feel like it had a lot of twists and turns around the corner that I don't want to spoil it.
We're not going to spoil anything.
But like it was very well done for especially something that like nobody has heard of. I think Snoop Black's literally like said like, Alex, we need to watch this movie in our horror day, like in our horror nights. And I watched the movie and like it was a lot better than we were expecting.
Hey, I'm not opposed to doing it as a video for our channel.
No,
especially, and hear me out, Snoop Blacks, especially if Snoop Blacks wants to be involved.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like that's the one other movie he would be interested in taking part in.
No, it was a great movie. Like, it had a lot of twists and turns. It was a good movie. I feel like the way that it was left open-ended was really well done, just especially
I disagree.
Well, like, Snoop Blacks and I have played so many chess games.
Yes, if you're...
And, like, so here's the thing. Like, if you play so many chess games, you think of the move that you could have done better. And then you think of that in, like, the back of your head, and that's exactly what they thought of at the end of the movie. It's such a fucking great ending if you think of it like that. Anyways, continue, please.
We'll continue on. Everything Horror says, are you guys excited for the Nope trailer? I am excited. That's one of the most anticipated movies for this year so far for me because
Jordan Peele's movies as of recent have been so good.
Yeah.
So good. Like there's Us,
Get Out,
and Get Out, which have all been like, if I were to rate them honestly in any other year, like if we were doing like a ranks for any other year, they'd be S tier easily.
S tier?
Easily.
I would say
easily
A tier for me.
No,
for
easily.
Not for me.
Easily, both of them would be S tier.
Those are both.
Jordan Peele is
especially
such a
Get
good
Out.
director.
I would say Get Out is S. I would say
Get Out
Us
is
A.
S. Like at the beginning, like I can see why people would say Us is A tier, but I honestly thought Us was better than Get Out, which I understand. Like I think Get Out is a better movie, but I like Us more.
Yeah.
But like they were both such good movies.
Rainbow Fright in the chat saying, hey y'all. Hey Rainbow Fright, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Honestly,
I'm glad you're here again.
I've been watching a lot of your videos recently. You put out some good stuff. Snoop Black says, I'll be 100% in that video. In the 5150 Elms Way.
Yeah.
We'll get to it eventually. Rainbow Fright says, I think I'm going to skip the Nope trailer, but that 30-second teaser is so tempting. I get that perspective, honestly. I typically like to avoid trailers.
I don't know anything about Nope, but
as of right now, me too.
I'm still super, super, super excited to see it.
Yeah. I want to avoid it because I've heard so much hype around it. Mm-hmm. And if there's a lot of hype around it, I kind of want to go in blind, you know? Same thing as I did with Malignant. It was a James Wan film, and I basically didn't watch any trailers, no teasers or anything. Went in blind, didn't know what to expect, and it ended up being my second favorite movie of 2021. Yeah. So yeah, I agree with that, and I may take the same approach, honestly, not even watching the trailer in full. They did release the teaser, and it makes me want to watch it, but...
Once you see one trailer, you want to see them all.
Exactly.
But either way, oh my god, Malignant was so good. Like, even you didn't see any Malignant trailers or anything like that, it was super well done. Like, all you have to see is James Wan. Like, hands down, you're sold. A lot of directors like that. Yeah.
For us, we're both huge James Wan's fan. And
it's like
horror.
Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan's the exact same way. In this generation, like... There's, I feel like, a good, like, solid 5 directors. There's Mike Flanagan, James Wan, Edgar Wright. There's... Who's the other guys? I can't think of their names. Ari Aster. Mm-hmm. Who's the other guy that directed Lighthouse?
Robert Eggers.
We mentioned Edgar Wright earlier. Robert Eggers. I always got their names.
Especially after last night in Soho, I'm so sold on what Edgar Wright has to offer. I love Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
But
I loved Scott Pilgrim. Scott Pilgrim is one of my favorite movies that are in horror.
I wasn't super into it, but it was fun.
No, I was really into it.
Everything Horror says I need to see the first trailer. That's fair. Mm-hmm. If you're not sold yet, that's fine. Obviously, it hasn't been. We don't know what to expect, especially us. We haven't seen it much about it at all, so.
The more you guys say anything about any horror movies, the more giddy I get. I'm actually getting excited to say
for new movies.
See to hear you guys say anything about Nope, and I'm like, oh my goodness, Nope's coming up soon, guys.
Rainbow Fright says I was able to avoid Malignant trailers and talk up until the other day. So glad I did. Yeah,
the ending, the twist in the movie was so shocking, but it was so absurd that it was magnificent.
And for me, because the trailers were so misleading.
100%. You thought it would be just
a typical James Wan movie.
A typical James Wan movie,
paranormal, scary stuff is happening.
Yeah, Insidious, but it was not that. I didn't even know it was a giallo film going into it.
Yeah, well, even that,
I didn't know
say
that.
giallo inspired.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't an outright giallo film,
but when you saw the shit what is it? The lady parking on the top of a cliff.
Where she's parked right at the edge, yeah. Oh yeah, there was a lot of stupid things that happened.
Okay.
But should we look at these traps here that we got and see what we would... Let's say which one we think is the absolute worst to be in.
Yeah, definitely.
So right now we got...
You and I are going to 100% disagree on this.
We got
100%.
Right now we got We're Screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at We're Screwed because those are the ones we kind of both settled on.
How about you say yours first and I'll say mine because I'm going to 100% have a different opinion on you.
So right now we have Flammable Jelly, Shotgun Hallway, The Classroom Trap, Angel Trap, The Shotgun Collar, The Water Cube, and The Glass Coffin as We're Screwed.
Mm-hmm.
The one trap, oh man, I guess I could keep on going to Hard Escape. For the ones that I would actually refuse, or not refuse, I'd refuse all of these. But for the ones that I think I couldn't escape personally, this is a hard choice. Why did I even suggest doing this? I think Classroom Trap for me. Classroom Trap for me has to be the most inescapable. Oh no. Here, I got it.
Yeah, there you go.
It's the most inescapable trap in my eyes because, like we said when we were looking through it, once you get your Achilles freed, you can't walk.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to get your jaw freed, you need to be able to run. And yeah, no, you're screwed, I think. What do you think for the absolute worst to be in?
I would agree Classroom Trap, but honestly, second place I would still put the Death Mask. Second place I would still put Death Mask.
Yeah?
Second place I would still put Death Mask.
And the fact that it ended in not the We're Screwed, that's because of me.
That's because of you, 100%.
Yeah, no, I know. But I think it's just possible to just fish your own eye out and, get the key.
I can't even put contacts
Yeah,
in.
that's you.
Can't even.
That's why it's the worst for you.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But for me, I got to disagree. Obviously, that's why it ended up.
You can put contacts in, you can take an eye out.
I could stab my eye and get a key out of there if I really needed to, I guess.
Oh.
Either way.
Just thinking about it makes me shudder.
We got Everything Horror here saying, I'd say the classroom as well. He agrees with me.
Yeah.
And now he asks, what about the most painful? The most
That's a great
painful.
question. Because I'd say
we have to assume we survive the pain.
Well, not necessarily, right?
I guess you gotta, struggle through the most
Because,
pain.
for example, easy escape, being burned alive, or the rack, bedroom trap, there's a lot of good options.
The most painful. We obviously have to look at these 3 columns here.
Yeah.
So we have 10 pints of sacrifice. You have to put your arms in, get them cut up.
Yeah.
That one's harder than the pendulum trap or the knife chair, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, it depends how far you get in the pendulum
100%. If you were to get that far past the pendulum, you'd die.
True, yeah.
Easily, yeah.
Spike trap.
No.
I think. Bedroom trap versus 10 pints of sacrifice. Getting your eyes gouged out.
Eyes gouged out in comparison to...
Sacrificing blood. I gotta give it to bedroom trap before 10 pints.
Yeah.
And then we got the rack.
Bedroom trap was basically made around this category. Easy escape, extreme pain.
Yeah. And the rack, it's up in the air. If you put us in Timothy's perspective, that's the most painful.
Yeah.
Even if you survive that as Timothy, his arms, his legs twisted, I think you gotta give it to the rack. I gotta give it to the rack.
Even if you broke, doesn't matter, even 2 arms, definitely rack.
The way that they're broken.
Definitely the rack. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the rack.
I think we agree. The rack.
Oh, I'll drink to that. My mom checking back in, saying, how are you feeling? We're good.
We're great.
It's actually a lot smoother than last time, I'd say.
Definitely. Snoop Blacks, Alex can't put contacts in.
Alex can't put contacts in.
I cannot.
Tucker uses the eye wash machine for fun. Everything horror. I'd say bedroom trap. Yeah.
Bedroom trap,
That's a good choice, too. That's pretty damn painful.
Well, the rack compared to an entire arm just getting destroyed.
That's the thing. Your eyes getting gouged out. That'd be fucking awful. But your arms and legs being totally...
But, the thing is, depending, if it's one arm is, one thing compared to, 2 eyes.
It depends.
If it's 2 arms compared to 2 eyes, that's unreal.
I feel like you gotta look at it as if both arms and both legs are going to be broken. Which is awful. It's almost putting yourself in risk.
Even if you put 2 arms to 2 eyes, I'd definitely take my 2 eyes over 2 arms.
Yeah. That one would leave me up for more debate. I would rather see... Yeah.
I could ask someone to write all my essays in uni.
Yeah, well, you could just live off disability.
Yeah. I can type things with my feet.
Either way,
clackety with my feet.
I do gotta say, the rack is worse than bedroom trap.
Yep.
I gotta agree.
Good question, though. Very good question. I don't mind dying to inflammable jelly, but very good question. Thank you, Hector.
Anyways, should we call it?
How about this? We both roll dice.
I was actually going to think that.
What?
I was thinking we both roll the dice, but we both combine it, and we both take the amount that it combined.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
I'm going to finish my drink regardless.
All right, 3, 2,
1. 2.
Oh, mine fell on the floor.
So you're going to roll a 5 then, because I rolled a 2.
I can't even see. I'll be right back.
Just re-roll it.
I'm going to re-roll it. It's
That's
a 6.
I'm not
So
that
what'd
good
you
at
get?
drinking. I got a
2.
2, so 8.
8 drinks, and this is us signing off saying cheers.
Cheers to fears. Good night, guys.
Adios. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.